definitely do that.
That's what Jimmy was just telling me, actually.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We live on the Dap It Up Live podcast. We in the building. I'm your boy Dal Tay.
I'm Lack. Lack is in the building. We got two special guests with us. We're going to go to the right.
King.
Bring the microphone in, King. So
Hey,
I
let me
Microphone.
get
King.
that mic where I'm straight. You probably want to pull it like this and then
They want to do it.
like this and then
yeah,
spit it
make
to
it,
me.
around.
make
There
it
you go.
comfortable for you.
Y'all set me up, man. King.
That's Mr. King in the building.
Yes, sir.
And we also have
Big move from All In Sports.
Big Move from All In Sports is in the building with us tonight.
All in. All
No,
in.
we got a great show for y'all tonight. It's gonna be, it's gonna be awesome tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go in, we gonna get it popping, we gonna dap it up, we gonna go in real deep tonight on some different topics, some different subjects and everything. So y'all can definitely chime in and go in the comments. If y'all want to ask any questions, y'all can ask any questions as we go on. I'm gonna try to be reading the comments, and Lack will be reading some of the comments and everything.
Yes, sir.
So we'll definitely be going in on that. So if y'all feel free to make remarks, comments, or anything, and suggestions or whatever,
Interaction.
interact with us, right?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we in the building, man.
do
What's
it.
good? How was your day, Lack?
Oh, man. You know how I do it. I can get up on the right side of the bed.
Lack always getting up on the right side of the bed.
Hey, that's what I got to do. Got to make sure everything good. Get out there, get the cruise going,
Copacetic.
do my thing.
Get
So,
the cruise going.
That's right. Get the guys when they need to be.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I do. Every day I do the same thing.
Yeah.
How about you? How was your day?
I had a pretty good day. I kind of, I kind of took off today.
Oh, that's the norm for you. I want to know what you really did today.
I made some good money on some other jobs. I can afford to take a day off today.
Hey, I appreciate
know?
that. That's a good thing. I mean, see, I don't care how much money I make on a job. I still need to work.
Still need to
Ain't no day off for me. I ain't got the luxury of take off a day because I made some good money on a job or some jobs. But Dow T got a little different from us though.
Yeah, I got a little different. If I make a little bit, I'm gonna take off a little bit.
Hey, I can dig it. So we
Because you know why?
Uh-huh.
Because that's kind of, to me, that's just my personal opinion, but to me, that's kind of like living your life. You know what I'm saying? That's part of living, so that's how I look at it,
Okay. All right.
because tomorrow ain't promised, right?
All right. Well, yeah, my aunt passed away today, so may she rest in peace.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely rest
so,
in
yeah,
peace. Sorry to hear that for sure.
Guarantee, but I'm gonna keep on moving.
You got to enjoy life, try your best to enjoy life, while you living.
Oh yeah,
what
for
I'm
sure,
saying?
for sure. I'm gonna do that. But enough about that. About me and you.
Okay.
Let's talk. Because if you get down to the mic, he gonna talk about himself all day long.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
We definitely got.
So we gonna talk to our guest. We gonna give our guests some time to talk also.
We definitely gonna do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna definitely include them in the conversation.
Eventually,
I ain't just got them on here just to look good. we got Mr. King in the building.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
Big
he's
move.
gonna enlighten us. And Mr. King, tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. King.
Wow, man. I'm just glad to be here. Former native Washingtonian from Washington, D.C., married to an amazing, I got the hottest chick in the game rocking my chain.
Okay,
Oh.
Jay-Z.
Exactly. That's an 03. That's
right.
Bonnie and Clyde. Hov and B.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I got the hottest wife, man, in the world, man. Great family, great church, man. Great people around me. Have a great business. I work in Africa. We have a business in Africa. And I'm just traveling and just enjoying life, man. And like you said, living every day and appreciating every moment that we have, because tomorrow definitely is not promised.
Right. Who that?
I'm sorry, but that's
Wait a minute, 1 second. We're gonna get that.
iPad.
We're gonna get that audio straight
I'm trying to
in a minute.
get my comments up. I apologize, Mr. King.
I'm good. That's it, man. So it's glad to be here, man.
I was wondering. You had just mentioned something. You have a business in Africa. What type of business do you have in Africa?
We do trading. We do commodities, oil. We do a lot of things in Africa.
Okay.
We actually own the business. We're not working with anyone else. We own the business in Africa. We have thousands of acres of land, miles and miles of land that we're doing some great things in Africa, trying to get more African Americans to come to Africa.
Right.
Believe it or not, there's a cry, there's a demand and for African Americans to come to do work in Africa. Okay. And so that's one of my goals as well, to get more of us to go home. Okay. Right. This ain't our home. Right. Go home. Okay. Yeah.
What part of Africa is that?
We're working in Angola, we're working in Ghana, working in Nigeria, and working in Rwanda.
Okay.
Wakanda?
Rwanda. And also Congo, to a couple parts of Congo.
Okay. So what's the name of your church that you pastor?
Forward Church.
Forward Church. Okay.
Forward Church, man. My wife and I pastor Forward Church.
Isn't it here?
Yeah, it's near here, but we're moving. We actually are on our process of buying a strip mall, because we're going to do more than church. Okay. Just having church on Sundays is just dumb. If you could just have a building and just be there on Sundays, dumb. Exactly. You got to do things for the community, empowering programs, educational programs, putting people to work. Just being a part of that. So we want to do more than just have church.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's introduce Mr. Moo. Big Moo. I'm sorry, Big Moo.
That's me.
Talk to us.
Yeah, Big Moo from All In Sports. I've been doing a podcast, All In Sports, probably for the last 6 months. We talk everything, all sports, and we go all in. We talk about the latest events, from Kevin Durant to Aaron Rodgers, whoever it may be. It's a whole lot of fun, and that's my main thing now. And then by day, I'm a mechanic by day. That's what I do.
You work on cars and stuff.
Yes, sir.
I need your big number, Big Moo. Shoot, I got a couple of vehicles. I need some. No, for real talk. I need your info. And also let the family know where they can reach you at also, so they can.
You can reach me at on IG at Big Moo 32.
Okay. Big Moo 32. Top 5 NBA players of all time right now.
Oh my goodness, put you on the spot.
Top 5 right now.
Put you on the spot.
Top 5
right now.
Ever.
Players right now.
MJ.
History. Okay, MJ.
That's my 2 God.
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Magic.
Okay.
Whoa.
Is my point guard.
Okay.
Centers, I'm down with Elijah You can have who you want. You can have Shaq. But I like Elijah. I like the dream.
I might go to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He ain't finished his 5.
Oh, go ahead, Jabbar.
I respect Jabbar, and I agree. He is top 5. Mm-hmm. He is top 5. Mm-hmm. But this is me building my team.
All right. I mean, Elijah nice too.
You know what I'm saying? I'll pick either one of them.
Right.
But I like Elijah skill set. Kareem is the better player of the two overall. Mm-hmm. I give Kareem that. Hands down, he is the man. Mm-hmm. But Elijah I just love his skill. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that team, you can't do nothing with it.
Right. That's a nice 5 though. He's a nice 5 piece,
Hate it or love it, I'm putting LeBron at 3.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
All right, King, what you think?
I'm ready to leave. Good night, y'all. Everybody have a good night.
King, what's your top 5, King?
But no, he not finished.
I thought that was 5.
He need one more.
Oh, he got one more? Okay.
And at the 4.
Power forward.
Power forward.
That's hard. That's tough. That's tough. Real tough.
But I'm going with KG. KG. Because he can play in any era. He can go at it with the mailman. He can go at it with the mailman. Garnett. A young Garnett. Whoa. I'm not talking about later Garnett.
Whoa. Right. Hold up. King, give me your top 5.
Magic point guard.
Okay.
I ain't gonna put him in certain positions. Magic, Kobe, Kareem, Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Allen Iverson and Karl Malone.
No Jordan?
I said Jordan.
Huh?
I said Jordan.
No, you said Magic, Kobe,
Jordan, Kareem, Karl Malone.
No, you said Iverson.
Okay, well, take Karl Malone and put Iverson on.
Okay.
Whoa.
I can respect it because that was actually his top 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Me, I made my top 5
You made
for
a team.
I made a team.
I like your team concept though. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you
who you got, Lat?
All right, so I'm gonna go. I like the Jordan at 2. I like Magic at the 1. I like Barkley, even though he paid power forward. I'm gonna slide him to the 3.
Right.
6'4", flat out do it. I'm putting either. Oh man, Duncan. Either Tim Duncan at the 4. Mr. Big Fundamentals. Big Fundamentals, straight up. You know, wasn't all that fancy, but can get it done flat out. My 5, I said Joe Kareem, but I'm gonna get my own 5 man. I might go with Big Moses because he just gets some rebounds. He might, I don't need my center to be the dominant player.
Right.
I need my center to give me some rebounds, box out, bump you a little bit. I don't need my center because I got all these superstars.
Right.
I don't need my center to command the ball. I need my center to get me some rebounds because these dudes gonna shoot.
Okay.
And they gonna miss.
Right.
And I need somebody to get some rebounds.
Okay.
Now give me your top 5.
All right.
But I know you're gonna give me your top 5 strippers. Cause you don't know basketball.
I was gonna give you my top 5, but it was not gonna be top 5 strippers, First, I was gonna start off with Dick Gregory, Dr. Savy, Young Pharaoh.
Oh man,
Petey Green.
Yeah, Petey Green. You know what I'm saying?
Who else? One more.
One more. Let me see.
What's your man just passed away recently? Oh man, he's 79 years old. Just passed. The controversial comedian.
Mooney.
Yeah, Paul Mooney.
And Paul Mooney.
I know he.
Yeah, we can throw Paul Mooney in there
I know
too.
he a Mooney fan. Paul Mooney's
You know what
kind
I'm
of.
saying?
I think you went to see him, right?
No, I went to see Dick Gregory. I went to see Dick Gregory and Paul Mooney at the same time.
Right.
At the Howard Theater.
Exactly. I know you saw them together, so I know
I
you
went there
probably
like
him.
twice and saw them there.
Now I figure you'll probably want Paul Mooney on your top 5.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? That's my top 5. You know that. We know we winning games.
Notice he ain't
I'm
seen no
saying?
but no basketball players, right?
No basketball players. I'm not. You already know I'm not into a bunch of dudes running around in some little short shorts. That's not what I'm into.
Conscious King.
Wow.
Hey, what do you think of the young kid, Rashad Jamal? He putting out a lot of content now. Him and Pharaoh been going back and forth. What do you think of that?
Well, I haven't kept up with Pharaoh and them lately because they went on a Patreon and all that, and they want you to pay to come on their little channel and stuff. So I haven't really kept up with them that much. But what was they talking about? Then I can tell you.
Well, Pharaoh was supposed to go on his show. And Pharaoh went on a tirade because of something that Rashad said about him at one point.
Right.
But they're pretty much on the same level in terms of what content. But Pharaoh, once Pharaoh the type, you never on his level. And you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
I
mean, that's how Pharaoh is, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think he would ever really, only one person he'll probably rock with anytime, and that's General Seti.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only person he gonna really rock with. So that's just how it is. And if people don't know that, then, ever since his little falling out with everybody else in the conscious community, he ain't rocking with nobody else like that. And he gonna be the smartest, and he gonna know everything, and he gonna just try to dominate that situation all the time,
And herein lies the problem with us as African Americans. We can never, ever assimilate together without trying to figure out who's going to be in charge.
Right.
I say this as a pastor. You'll never find a white storefront church. You'll never find a white church in the corner by the liquor store with 3 members. Why? Because they'll get along. A black person, they get upset. They'll start their church with 3 people by a liquor store. Why? Because we can never, ever be a part of something unless we're in charge of something.
Well, why do you think that is?
Wow, it's deep. It goes back to slavery. It goes back to the fact we've never had anything. It goes back to the fact that when they started calling us something, we had to be in charge to show that we were worth something. But I can follow you. I could be number 1 and being number 2. And it doesn't diminish who I am.
No.
So when you say the church is, we always put a church, black people put a church beside a liquor store. I mean, we see that every day where there's a lot of churches in the black community is beside liquor stores and stuff. Why do we always, is it designed to put that church in an area where it's most needed? Or what are we thinking when we put that church in that community, right beside a liquor store, right beside the drug addicts, this and that? Are we trying to save them and help them come into the church? Is that the purpose of it being there?
If you're there to help the community, that's a great thing.
Right.
If you're there because that's the only place you can find and you can afford a rent, that's a horrible thing.
Right.
If you're there because you broke away from a big church because you couldn't run the show, that's a horrible thing. But if you're on assignment there, that's great. No, more than likely, and some of the viewers may not like it, more than likely they go there because they couldn't be a part of something big. They had to be number one, had to be in charge. So
they needed their own church, basically.
Exactly.
That's what they said. They needed their own church instead of most people say, I'm going to do this better than this pastor.
Yes.
I'm going to do my own church because he preaching the wrong thing or he preaching the way he want to preach.
Exactly.
And I'm tired of being deacon.
I'm going to do my thing.
And I want to be the pastor tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So is it a church? Can a church have like multiple pastors in that same church?
Most churches do have multiple pastors.
I'm saying not pastors that come in, but I'm saying this. Oh, it's in that church.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Most multiple churches.
If youth pastors, you have campus pastors, but you got some people that's pastors that should be deacons. You got somebody that's pastor that should be in the audience.
Right.
God ain't call everybody to do this.
Yeah. I heard that before. My pastor said the same thing. Everybody that's on this pulpit don't need to be on the pulpit. And everybody on the ground don't need to be on the ground.
Exactly.
So just because you're ordained as a pastor, that don't mean that's your. Well, I ain't gonna say that's not your calling, but
no, it's not your calling. It's not your calling. I'm not afraid.
But how you know if it's not your calling?
Yeah, because people come in and they get into positions, but when does it? Who's the person that comes to realize their purpose? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, here you are, you trying to figure your way in this lifetime,
right? And
you want to find your purpose. So, and everybody think they could preach.
Exactly.
When I was an avid church member, I wanted, I thought I was going to be a preacher. I could hear God telling me in my head, calling me pastor, calling me preacher. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I could preach. I can go up there and I could talk my talk, and I could, I know the Bible. But at the end of the day, that wasn't my calling. That wasn't my purpose. My purpose is bigger than just church, and that's no disrespect to the church.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
That's mean you know your role.
Yeah. But it came with knowing myself and having knowledge of self. Right. And I think that's what we get. That's why there's the division. I think that's why brothers always against brothers, because they don't know who they are.
They don't know purpose.
They haven't been taught.
Here's my thing about purpose. I live by this statement until the day I die. Passion is permission to pursue your purpose.
Okay.
Anything you're passionate about, you were purpose to do. If you don't have passion, it's just a job. Right. So if your wife make love to you is not passionate, she's just doing it because she's supposed to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Passion is something you'll do for free, but you're so good at it, you'll get paid to do it.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's deep too. And
that's what I do. I mean, I've been passionate at my job. I learned how to do carpet when I was 12 years old. I started out doing flooring, carpet, and it became not just a job. I like doing it because I like the reaction from the customers once I'm all finished and cleaned up and everything. And they like, wow. I mean, they'd be so amused at how the job looked. So I became like, okay, this ain't just a job for me. I love what I'm doing. And you got to love what you're doing to able to get up in the morning and go to work. Because if you don't, you just getting out there just because.
Let me explain it to you so you can understand it. Okay. So it's two strippers. One had, no, just
go ahead. I was
one had passion.
I was getting into it.
Not named Passion. She not going.
I know a stripper named Passion. So she must be passionate about her job. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh man.
So that's real. Some dancers are passionate about their job. And then some dancers come in there just for the money. And some of them love to dance, so that's in every field out here. Yeah. That same concept plays a major part. Yeah,
I can actually attest to you being passionate about your job because I know that.
Which job? I got a lot of jobs.
Well, your main like job, Jamaican. His main hustle, his main hustle. He's a real painter. He's a professional painter, and I know that Alte gets it in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's, he take pride in that. He'll paint all night long. Yeah. Me, I'm like, man, I like to get in there in the morning and get out.
He was painting.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be all night long. He'd rather paint all night long like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Because you chopped it up, dapped it up on some issues, some topics. Then we went in deep on some stuff,
So like I say, I mean, you got to be passionate about what you do.
All right, I had a question about, and since we was on the church, topic and everything. And I had a question. And one question that I wanted to know, basically like asking the pastor, and since you have pastor experience too, I I wanted to know in real life, in real time, who's in control? Are you in control, or is God in control of your life?
Meaning, while we're pastoring or every day?
No, any
Every day.
any every day. Who's in control? Are you in control of your life, or is God in control of your life?
God is in control, but God gives us what's called a permissive will. So you're allowed to do things, but nothing takes God by surprise. If God is who he is, if he's omnipotent and omnipresent, omniscient, meaning all wise, all knowing, if he's everywhere, God doesn't have a plan B for your life. Right. We don't know the ending, but he does. That's what we believe by faith, whether you're a Christian or whatever, you believe that God knows that plan for your life. So our life is under his control, although we have choices in this parameter of what he controls.
Okay. And when we say, go ahead.
Well, I look at it a little differently, because I don't look at God as being outside of the realm of man. I believe God is within man.
Right.
So once you know yourself, once you get to the point where you're able to meditate and you realize your purpose and who you are, right, then your future will be made known to you. Just like the mysteries and the hidden things in the Bibles, the things that they took and changed in the Bible, right, to make men believe a certain way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We was gods from the beginning.
Okay.
And when I say God, I don't mean an egotistical God. If you ever studied C. Freeman L., when he said it, he said that God means generator, operator, destroyer. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't necessarily talking about a God outside of himself.
Right.
And when he came to the realization of who he was, then he was able to truly stay on his purpose. Right. Then he became the teacher that he became later on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that is more of where we're going to in this new era as we move to the age of Aquarius. Because see, all things are related. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In our Christian church self, in my Christian church self, everything was the devil. Everything was Satan. Mm-hmm. Oh, don't do that. Don't meditate.
Right.
But when you praying, you meditate. It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
Right.
Jesus meditated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so let me say
he
something.
He told you, pray and don't sleep.
Exactly.
What that mean?
Let me say something to what you're saying. And I'm a different pastor, so I'm controversial to some.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says, "No, you neither you are gods." Mm-hmm. Lowercase g.
Say that again.
What's that? Psalms. 80.
80. Forgot.
Or 86.
So know you neither you are gods. If you don't know this, you'll die as men. So when God created Adam and Eve, everything that God has in him, we have in us. He said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. It doesn't mean finger, toes, and eyeballs. It means with power and authority. That's why the Bible said, whatever you say out your mouth, you believe, you'll receive it.
Right.
I'll say this, and like when I say this, people look like this. Jesus never healed anybody. He said, your faith made you whole.
You healed yourself.
Right.
He said, your faith made you whole. Do you have the faith to believe it'll happen? It'll happen. So we don't understand the power that we have within inside of us. And I think a lot of Christians use Christianity as crack or a crutch. Right. It becomes a habit. I got to go Sunday and get a hit. And I realize that you got to tap inside the power that God already put inside of you.
Yeah. So why don't more pastors teach that? Because that's how I feel. But when I say I'm a God, or a lot of people have a problem with that, about me calling myself a God. And because I feel like I'm a God.
In what context do you mean
when I feel like...
You mean you're the superior being?
No, no way near the superior being. But I feel like I'm a God, that I can make things happen. I can, I make things happen in my life. I control my life and everything.
No, I think you make things happen through him.
No, I think I make things happen.
You don't make things happen. Things come from him to you.
But I know that I'm a God.
Yeah.
So
you can make what happen?
I mean, I make a lot of things happen in my life
through him.
Through him.
I mean, if you want to say it's through him, but I made it happen. Mm-hmm. He gave me the power already.
He gave you the power.
If I'm already born into this life and I'm a God, I have the same. You say I had the same powers as God had,
That's what he said.
So I made something happen. I can make anything happen that I want to make
by the power
happen.
he gave you.
But why we keep being concerned about the power he gave us?
Because that's your father.
Instead of once you somebody give you
Who
something,
is
he
the
gave
father?
it to you. He's not a he gave it to you.
Right.
All right, so I can't use my power.
You should.
But out.
You still looking outside yourself.
Yeah.
No,
You still looking outside of you still looking outside, and you because I have to give credit to Jesus. I have to give credit to but the whole representative Jesus was never a God representative. He represented the consciousness of you coming into your godhood. That's what he was, that representative of man becoming and knowing that he is God. But we took it as you got to bow down. Because back in 325 at the Council of Nicaea, when they had it, what was they debating on? They was debating on whether he's a god or whether he's a man who came into consciousness.
The Roman Catholic Church has a lot to do with what we believe right now. We know that. So Catholicism has really ruined the Christian church along with slavery, and white became the imagery of white Jesus, all that. We know that's foolishness. So I agree with you 100%. Absolutely.
But so why do we continue to perpetuate I got to bow down to a God that's outside of me instead of realizing I am God. I'm becoming God. That's because that's when we growing. We in our lower chakra. That's when we at our evil nature.
So the question I'm going to ask you, I asked you earlier. So you said you are the supreme being. So in other words, you don't believe that there's a supreme being, that there's a God who rules everything.
I believe that at no time God was outside of man. Now, I believe in the divine creator, the all, the same as the ancestors believe, the same as the Egyptians believe, the all. That's the one you never see, you never touch, you never know, because he created everything.
Okay.
I honor that spirit.
Exactly.
Right. Which is what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
This what I'm saying is what gets lost in the translation and why there's so much division among sects of churches and men in general, especially the black race, is because of this division. And you understand it, right? I understand. We on the same page.
It was purpose. It was purpose why they did the division. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it was done to make us war against each other.
Absolutely.
What has caused more war, more death, more murders over the last 2,000 years than Christianity?
So the Catholic Church, as you know, Catholic Church, they approve slavery. We know that. You go to Ghana. There's a place called a Point of No Return.
Right.
The slaves were held in a dungeon. On the top of the dungeon, they worship God. Like, what God are you worshiping that allow you to sell slaves? We know that's crazy. But understand that there is a supreme being. There is a creator that created us, but we cannot continue to use it as a crutch. The Bible says, now to him that's able to do exceedingly abundantly more you can ask or think, according to the power that's in you. He didn't say according to the power that's in me. You have the power in you to do it exceedingly abundantly, but it comes from him. It comes from that divine creator who gave us the power from the beginning. The church has you keep running back to him like, oh, I need some more power, I need some more power. And that's why Jesus rebuked the disciples, said, you should be able to tell a storm, shut up. Why are you waking me up when I gave you this power? He was angry with them. And the church needs to tell people, why are you still running back to him? He's giving you the power to tell the storm, shut up. So that's the maturity that the church has to get to.
But did he give you the power, or was the power already there? The power was always within man.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, and see, but see, this is the confusion that we set our sights on.
That's where we at.
And then men get angry and they fight over that. Like I love everybody. I don't care if you black, white, Chinese. I don't care if you gay, straight, whatever you are and who you are is who you're supposed to be.
Right.
And we at a point in evolution. Like me, I believe in reincarnation. So, but we at a point in evolution where pretty much it's not no pure races like that. So I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, even though black man's the original man.
What do you mean when you say not no pure races?
It's not, what I'm saying is you got, because and I'm speaking of other divisions. Right. So the 5%ers believe that they the true gods and they the ones that's going only this black race. You know what I'm saying? If you black, you gonna ascend and da 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 da, right? But the truth is, everybody got a chance to, and everybody have a soul. It's people that have become Christ conscious that are white, right, Asian, other races. Mm-hmm. Right. So the power that's within you it only comes from the realization of who you are.
Right.
And you sticking to your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like Rashad Jamal and Young Pharaoh, all they preach is the black man. You got to have the melanin. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong? What they preaching? I mean, because I listen to them sometimes, and I listen to a lot of their YouTubes and stuff like that, and what they preaching, I think that a lot of us need because we need to learn that part. But once you learn it, you learn that they just on it every day. They not really. I had to learn that it's not for me. Because I already took that class. So it's not for me to continue to watch them all the time. You know, sometimes I chime back in and listen to them and stuff, but that's for a new person to be enlightened on what they're trying to teach about melanin and how important the black man is and where the black man came from and how we existed and before the white man and all that stuff and how we did what we did. So I think that's important for them to continue doing what they're doing, but that class is not. I'm just out of that class right now.
Like my brother said, you can't be divisive once you learn. We had to learn that because we were colonized and think that everything good was white, everything evil was black. So the church was teaching that foolishness. Remember, the old school church had a picture of a white Jesus. I put on my Facebook page, "Who is this white man?" People got mad at me. That's Jesus. No, it's not.
Yeah, because how pastor gonna say who's that white man? You know, your pastor don't know who that was. When you went to you went to divinity school?
Yes.
That's who they taught. That's who they taught you about, right?
Yeah, they taught you, of course, a European Jesus. So it's important to learn the ethnicity of the Bible. We are black, Hebrews, nations. We are the original man. It's important to know that, to see the blackness in the Bible. But once we learn it, like you said, we can't be divisive.
So when you say we are the original man, who is these white people?
What's your opinion on that?
No, I want to know. I'm asking Pastor who these white people. If we the original man, where these white people come from?
We created.
Yeah.
I mean, how we create these white people? We created the enemy.
It's hidden in the Bible.
It's hidden in the Bible.
It's hidden in the Bible.
You still reading?
But if you go to the story, what do the Muslims teach about Yaqub?
Yeah, I mean,
they teach about you know what I'm saying about they had.
But we already know as well. We at. Yeah,
but you asked.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
You asked the question from a biblical perspective, so we're going to go biblical. God created Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is what you'll never ever hear in church.
Right.
He put Adam and Eve in a garden in a place called Eden. Okay. There were other people outside. Okay. Let me prove it to you. Because Cain and Abel didn't marry their brother or sister.
Right.
Because when he kicked Cain out, Cain said, "When I go to this land, they're going to kill me." Right. So there were other people out here. So Christianity teaches if Adam and Eve was in it and they married their brothers and sisters, that's foolishness. Right. There were other people in the world. He created this pure place for Adam and Eve to start. We understand that. The progenesis of mankind.
Right. I don't really understand that, but I want to understand it. And we are live on the Dap It Up Live podcast. I didn't take that little break, but when you say, so was it really a Garden of Eve? Do you really believe in Adam and Eve?
Yeah, I believe that they were created. I believe that God created
what
Adam
purpose would he have to create Adam and Eve if, like you said, you have people outside of this garden, this place called the Garden of Eve? You already have people out here.
There were people before Adam and Eve.
So, okay, so
there were people before Adam and Eve.
Okay, there was people before Adam and Eve. So
that was a whole other universe, whole other world.
He created this garden, and he put Adam and Eve in there.
Uh-huh.
What is them people outside of that garden, God's people or God's creation?
Of course they were God's creation. Everything in this universe.
They was just corrupt. Was they just corrupt? The people outside of that garden, was they?
Let me say this. It doesn't say they were corrupt. You got to realize the Bible that we have is written from one perspective.
And the Bible started when? From Adam and Eve?
No, it didn't start from Adam and Eve.
Okay, when did the Bible
Moses wrote. So the Bible that we read, the Bible is constituted of 66 books, was written. It was written by, right? You have the rabbis. Every midrash is biblical writings of biblical scholars who understand how the Bible was written, right? Genesis is not the oldest book. Job is the oldest book in chronological order. Okay. So when they take the books of the Bible, they were written from one perspective, from a perspective of the genealogy of this particular race of people.
Right.
Right. Not the totality of all the humans on Earth.
Right.
Christianity teaches from one perspective, and although I'm a Christian pastor, I understand that there were more people here than Adam and Eve.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it was more people here before Adam and Eve, and you saying that Adam and Eve, when did you say the Bible was here before Adam and Eve?
Not the Bible. God was here.
God,
the Creator was here.
Okay, the Creator was here. He already created these people.
There was no Bible because it was just oral.
Okay,
it was or they passed it down orally.
Right.
The Bible didn't get written
Okay.
until after Jesus had gone.
And when the Bible got written, that's when the story Adam and Eve was announced to the people.
No, people knew about Adam and Eve. It was talked about.
People knew about it.
Yeah,
They
people
just
talked
didn't.
about the story.
They didn't write about it, but they talked about it.
It wasn't any written. It was some written
Did
manuscripts. But
did they write about it in the hieroglyphics, whatever, on the pyramid
Hieroglyphics,
walls? Or did they write about it in there?
we don't have any fact that Adam and Eve was ever written about because the Egyptians had a whole nother.
So was Adam and Eve before that time, or after that time?
Go ahead.
But in terms of the Egyptian or Kemetic pantheon, a lot of that was adopted by Christianity
Absolutely.
and put into the Bible.
Absolutely, even the virgin birth.
The Adam
Yeah.
and Eve and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when
Story
you go
of
to
Adam and
when you talk about what they call Horus and Isis,
Exactly.
Right.
and you know what I'm saying, or Asar Set Haru, which was the original God set.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then what was it? It was Ptah was the first Kemetic deity about creation, but even though they weren't deities, they were never, you know what I'm saying? They made them gods when they came in 300 when the Ptolemies came to Africa. They made them gods. They were spiritual concepts.
Exactly.
What they were was they didn't have writing, so they wrote the Metu Neter, and that picture explained creation. One picture, and everything in that picture. This means this. The tail in the back means that it also had a female side to it.
Right.
Female doesn't mean homosexual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it has an aspect because it had to create. In order to create, you had to have the male seed
But we
and,
don't
and
really
the female seed.
And another thing, we really don't know what it was saying.
Well,
Because that's somebody's opinion on what it was saying. Because
That's if you believe that the Meta Nature was never deciphered.
yeah, and because that was somebody's opinion. That's just me going up there telling you what this podcast sign say. To me, it might say something different. To you, it might say something else.
But
You know?
But when they
We don't know what that stuff said.
But when they got people to translate it from the same
From their
area,
opinion.
absolutely.
it really wasn't an opinion. It was this is the way we write. Now when you look at these and you put the two together, this is what it means. Right. You know what I'm saying? Then also when people have a relationship with the past and the ancestors and the creator, they've come back and they were able to decipher the Metu Neter. So but see you got
opinion though. On what they
is that an opinion?
I'm saying on what they came up with in their mind.
Well, you mentioned the sign. The sign is not opinionated. It says what it says. When something is established factually, you can't come along and say, well, it's something different. You can't say that this is grape juice, this is water. And, well, your opinion is water. This kind of, the metaphor used with the sign is cant. It was established that this is what the hieroglyphic writings are saying. Now, yeah, you mentioned how did they come to Christianity, because when they left, remember, they were in Egypt for 400 years as slaves. So a lot of the stories they heard, virgin birth, creation, they took out of there with them. So a lot of the stories that we have as Christianity started with the Egyptians,
Right.
way before Christianity ever existed.
Right.
So the
What
writings
was
weren't,
what was the name of that then?
it wasn't a religion. They were just called God's people.
Spiritual people.
There was people who follow God.
Okay.
Hebrews.
Okay. But I'm just saying, to me, I just want to get to I just think that we need to start really to where the Bible, if we're going to teach something, I guess we got to teach it through the Bible. Or we're going to learn anything, we got to learn. We learning spirituality or whatever through the Bible. But if we know that some of them stories, the majority of the Bible is not even, is fraudulent, then
Your
we
opinion.
need to, we have been proven. I can't really so-called prove it right now today, but it has been proven that the Bible is not is fraudulent. And for us as men to continue on in life, we have to come to an understanding that this book is no good for us.
Here's my fear. Here's my fear with that. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yes, a lot of the Bible is fraudulent. Yes, and I've said this openly to my church. Yes, we've taught a lot of things that we need to apologize for. We taught erroneous doctrine. Tithing is not pertains to us. Tithing has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Now, it's good to give. Don't get me wrong. The Bible, you should give. But I can't say you're going to hell if you don't get 10%. Some things you need to apologize for, but you don't throw the whole concept of God out. You don't.
No, we're not trying to throw the concept of God
But
out.
my fear is in this new age movement that we just throwing everything away. Just forget the Bible, and people are bending toward witchcraft and toward sorcery and things that are dangerous.
But why are those dangerous?
Yeah, what do you call witchcraft?
Because you open yourself up to a demonic world.
What's wrong with a demonic world? If you study goatic demons, what are there 32 goatic spirits that sit on the back of your brain on the pineal gland. So, and there's also 32 angels. So it's whether it's demonic or not, it's what's inside of you.
Well, I'm not going to buy that concept. What I'm saying is that this is me speaking.
No, I'm listening.
So for me to deal with the occult, for me to deal with demonic influences that one time I was under. Because whatever you say, it's either good or evil. It's no middle ground. Either you're good, either influenced by the devil, or you're influenced by God, one or the other. To have a deal with that, I don't want to dabble in that because then there's an attraction to go back to it, but I don't ever want to go back to. So I think we're dangerous. We start dealing with witchcraft and with sorcery. These are things that I believe that God tells us to stay away from. The God in us. Because two can't dwell together. You can't have God in you or the devil in you. No. The God inside of you.
That is taught us not to. Did everything?
Not the Bible.
Well,
the God in you.
But see, that's only because we've been taught that that's evil. But dealing with certain spiritual aspects of magic doesn't mean that you are going to use it for the will of evil. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? It's about understanding it and understanding your nature of a man. And if it's in you to tap into that,
right? I mean,
then that's for you.
Actually, it's about learning your powers. We don't know our powers. We ain't even using but 1 small % of our brain anyway. We ain't even tapped into using our real powers that we have in us as human beings.
Power like what?
As a lot as manifesting things, as me manifesting things in my life to happen, manifesting things to me, making things happen for other people. That type of power that we have to manifest. We still relying on Jesus to come back.
I said you didn't hear me earlier.
No, I'm not saying you per se. I'm saying I'm speaking to
generally
in the audience and everybody that we are continue to wait. We continue to wait on Jesus to come back and save us without knowing the powers we have within us. And that's what we have to start teaching our people and teaching people that we have the power. If God gave us everything he had, we have it. But we have to tap into it so we can use it in this
world. Having the powers and salvation are two different things.
Okay, explain that to me. Because
you mentioned Jesus, waiting for him to come to save us.
Right.
So as a Christian, as a believer, I believe that Jesus died for my sins.
You believe that Jesus? I mean, I know you have to.
I don't have to.
I don't have to because I'm not, and I'm just saying. You're live on the Dap It Up Live podcast, and we're having a great discussion right now. And like you were saying, Pastor, Jesus died for your sins.
Sins of all mankind.
What sins did mankind have that Jesus died for? Because for me, when I was born into this world, I don't accept that I was born into this world with sin, because I came in this world pure, with no sin.
Let me ask you a question then. You were born for sinful nature. Let me ask you a question.
How you figure I was born from a sinful nature?
I know so. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did anybody teach you how to lie? Did you go to a class and say, look, this is how you lie? Did anybody teach you how to lie? No.
What is a lie?
Hold on. Deceptiveness. You don't think deception is wrong?
What's wrong with deception? Is sometimes you have to use that in life.
So we call your wife cool with you being deceptive. That's okay.
I mean, sometimes you have to use that. I mean,
Yeah, baby, that dress
to
looks
use
good
that.
on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby, I ain't smash your friend.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to use it in that term, but that, I'm saying sometimes you have to use that what God gave you, and He gave you that. He gave you that.
So
you
deception
have
is good.
Yeah, you have to use it.
So lying is good sometimes.
Sometimes you have to lie.
Sometimes you have to do you have to do what it takes to do what you had to do.
So if I'm away from my wife for 6 months and I want some sex, I smash her. It don't mean nothing. But I did what I had to do because I need, I had to satisfy that thing.
Is that your nature to lie?
But is it good?
Is it your nature to be a cheater?
Is it?
But
But
what's
it's
cheating?
good.
What's
Is
cheating?
it
Ain't no such thing as
is
cheating according to y'all.
No, we're not saying
I
it's
never
not
said
such
that.
thing as being cheating, but I'm saying that's one of your.
You said what is sin. You said what never called sin.
That's
So
one of your qualities.
no.
You
You
said
said
is one of your qualities.
you said
that
nothing
have.
is sin, right?
No, I said
You were born for pure nature.
yes. I was born of a pure nature. That's what I'm saying. That I don't have no. I didn't come in this world with sin.
He was
Okay, I'm sinless until you put these laws of the Bible in front of me. Then that makes me a sinner.
Okay, when you were a child, any child, all of our
Once
children,
you
all of our
put these
children,
laws
right?
of the Bible in front of me, now I'm a sinner.
Let me ask you a
But
question.
if I'm
Forget
just
the law.
living my
No.
life,
Forget the laws of the Bible.
then I'm
all of
good.
our children. You ask your child, did you move that water? They be like, no. Why do they do that? Why are they deceptive?
But
They never had a Bible class. They were born with that nature. We are born.
So is that wrong though?
So let me ask a question.
Is that wrong?
Let me ask you a question. Both of y'all. So, is it cool for y'all son or daughter to lie?
Let me answer.
I
Only
mean,
one of us can answer at a time, lad.
exactly.
Okay, let
Exactly.
me answer.
Okay.
And the question is saying that it's not. The only reason it's not cool for our children to lie or whatever, or you say that because we put laws up and saying that was wrong. You know?
Okay, but you can make your own laws up with your own kid,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So is it cool for your kid to lie to you? Well, I'm sorry. Will you discipline your kid according to your own laws? Will you discipline your kid if he lied to you?
Would I
According to your
discipline
laws.
my child if they lie to me?
Yes.
Of course, I'm gonna discipline them.
Why? Why?
Well, because there's a right and a wrong, but what does that have to do with the sin nature?
There's no right or wrong.
That's what he was talking about.
But God,
But he never said
the
that.
God that you speaking of did not make these laws in the Bible. That's what we need to understand. God,
Man-made
my
laws.
creator, did not make them laws in the Bible.
By nature, hold on. By nature, we know some things are wrong. That's why our children ain't gonna come home and smash somebody in the living room while we sitting there. Like I didn't know I shouldn't be giving them head. I didn't know. By nature, we know some stuff is wrong. Come on, y'all. You don't got to take them to nobody's church. I've been around the world where people don't even go to church. But by nature, some things you know is wrong.
Yeah, we know that in us.
So, Dak, there is a right and wrong. There is a sin. There are some things that are wrong, period. End of the story.
So does that mean that when you were born, he reached way down and pulled you out the muck and the miry clay, and you was a sinner, and you were below, you were a wretch undone until Jesus touched you and you became whole?
No, it means that I was born with a sinful nature. I was born with a nature to do wrong.
But we always talk about the sin nature.
So
we always talk about the evil nature, but we never talk about the God nature.
Is that what Jesus died for? Is the sin nature that you so-called saying?
So the battle you mentioned earlier, what you call the demons again? The 22 that we had, what you call them?
The Goetian.
Okay, so the battle you're talking about is that battle right there between.
It's between man. That's Armageddon.
The God that's in me and the devil that's in me.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the battle right there.
It's two natures of man.
Absolutely.
And we
have God in us and we have the devil in us.
We have a sinful nature in us. We have God in
is
us.
that
We're
devil?
in His image.
Is that the devil? Is the sinful nature part of the devil?
It has to be. It's not part of God.
It's a higher and a lower self.
So who is the devil?
You want to know?
The devil is Who is the devil? The devil
Is
God,
you.
God created the devil.
God created the devil. Or were they both, did they both exist because they both the natures
No,
within man?
God created the devil.
He created Lucifer.
Okay, is Lucifer not the devil?
He became the devil.
Okay.
Did Lucifer ever
Wait a
become
minute,
the
I
devil?
gotta get an understanding of what he's saying.
Because I want to ask,
say-
I want to ask you a biblical question though.
Go ahead.
Because when you say he was the bright morning star, he was the day star.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was what
The cherubim.
sinless. He was until iniquity was found with him, within him, right? So here we have this entity or this. Who would you say that Lucifer represents? Does he represent that old devil, Satan? You know what I'm saying? That who even Christ said he was a lying deceiver from the beginning.
From the beginning.
How could the devil be a lying deceiver from the beginning, and he was sinless until he can't be both?
Can't be both.
Because they're not the same entity.
Where that
and they
story?
never
Where
were.
that story come from?
They
The
never
Bible.
were.
Came from the Bible. I agree with you 100%.
Came from that allegory,
Plato's allegory of the cave.
the book, the Bible.
Didn't I say earlier, a lot of things you have to apologize for because this ain't
No,
real.
it ain't
It ain't
about
true.
it ain't about apologizing.
Some stuff
Pastor.
is not true in
It's
the Bible.
about let's take this Bible and get it out of here.
Not all of it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Even in later text, they said the whole first half of the Bible was written in allegory. So it was never meant for you to believe like it as a literal Abraham. Nah, they were stories that they took and they wanted to guide man. So they said,
So what we got to do, I'm just telling you, what we got to do, we got to re-educate our people. We got to
I agree.
re-educate
Right.
our
Absolutely.
people further than the Bible. We have to go and really educate our children.
And tell them the truth about the Bible.
And
God
tell
did
them the
not.
truth.
God did
Tell
not
them
write
that
the Bible.
Is there. It's
God did not write the
written
Bible.
by
Men wrote.
God.
Men wrote the Bible.
Men wrote the Bible.
Flawed
we
men
can't keep
wrote the
on
Bible.
living off of this Bible. We got so many people. That's what's keeping us where we at today in this world is the Bible.
But the Bible has guidelines we don't throw away. I'm not even talking about salvation.
They got great guidelines. because
Dietary
You know
guidelines
why?
it has. How
You
to
know
treat
why?
my neighbor. It has
Right.
great
You know why?
guidelines that we all should live, have some moral codes.
but you can throw away the book and
because
still have more.
The Bible is
You said it yourself.
The Bible
You said it
is-
yourself. It's certain things that people know not to do.
Some things.
Yeah, but if it's in you to be a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, that's who you are.
That's
You
who
were
you
that
are.
way from the beginning. It just didn't happen overnight. You always been that way. And until you come to the realization that you need to evolve on this path, on this journey, you gonna continue to be
So
there.
you said a serial killer was born a serial killer.
That nigga was born that way. That's what he came to do. That was his destiny. That was his call. He came to kill.
because God created them.
But he created change also.
Yeah, I mean, you can change him. You can educate him. You can change him. You can rehabilitate him or do whatever to him. Maybe he could be saved. Maybe he could. I mean, maybe he
Yeah.
could be something different from that.
Yeah.
But that's what the path that he's on. God created that path. If y'all saying
Yeah.
that God created you, and God know your beginning, and He knows your end.
The reason why I asked the question is God, the Bible says, I raised Pharaoh so I could destroy him.
Right.
He said, Jacob, I love it. Esau, I hate it. God said that himself.
Because it was purpose.
It was
And-
purpose.
And when I speak these things, people say, that nigga crazy. But I don't care. Because it's a truth within it. And we had to realize and recognize it as people. This dude, in every instance in the Bible where you had the devil and he met up with angels, they always was like, what's up? How you doing? You know, they never looked at him as he was, the devil. Like, but they taught us to fear. They taught us to fear the devil, which is a nature within you. They fear, but you have to get in tune with your dark side as well as your light. That's how you build the temple of man. That's how, by knowing those things. It was all about temple building. Even with the Tower of Babel, when it fell, It was all about building this temple. It was never outside of you.
Like
It
building
was
right from
only
wrong,
a
right?
metaphor.
It's like building right from wrong, right?
Right,
Exactly.
right. And see, that's what I'm saying. It was what we said was a little misconstrued because most people, the Christian basis is to say that you was nothing from the beginning, which is not necessarily true.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew that's not what y'all was trying to convey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's how it comes off. And,
Right.
and so now you have people that have a low self-esteem. And it was meant to dumb you down. The Bible was created to dumb you down so you never reach your higher self.
That's why-
So you never realize that the Christ is within you.
That's why I
The
said
kingdom won't never come to you.
That's what I said earlier. The church was never meant to be a crutch. We made the church a crutch. We made church another narcotic. You go get a hit, you can make it till Sunday. Saturday
Right.
you barely can make. Ooh, you get a boost on Sunday. That never.
Right.
So that's why I said the church has a lot of revamping to do. We need to open up the Bible and tell the truth of, throw some foolishness out, teach
Right.
the truth of who we are
Right.
and who God created us to be.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of pastors not gonna do it because now you're talking about car, clothes, and cash, and you messing with my bottom line. But that's another podcast for another time.
That's what
Yeah, I
that
mean,
dog-
I think that I think a lot of pastors and stuff, and ministers, is definitely coming around to see. I mean, I'm just going to reference one of them that I don't know if you heard of Dr. Ray Hagins. Pastor Dr. Ray Hagins, which brought me into the light on a lot of different things. So I think a lot of people was coming around.
They
You can
are.
still have church. You can still, you were gonna still teach our people, right from wrong and what to do and leading them in life and everything. So we're not trying to get rid of the church.
No.
We just want to get rid of the
the
lies,
bad part.
the lies, the being deceived, just being to where, it's more to learn out here.
And like my
it's-
man
it's
said, it
more
was
for us
meant to
learn.
dumb us down. Think about the slave master.
Right.
Taught us is the dummy. He would whip you and say, slaves obey your. Read the Bible.
Yeah.
Right.
He whipping your black. Slaves obey your master. It was meant to dummy us down, make us feel inferior, and make us look up to these white angels, white gods. We need them, and all our stuff came later. Pie in the sky. I'm gonna get my mansion in heaven. No, I'm getting my mansion on earth.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. That's what
I ain't
we
waiting
need.
to heaven to get mine. I told somebody the week, I'm gonna be the first billionaire Christian pastor. I want mine now.
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
still serve people, love people, feed the poor while I'm flying in my jet. But they
Right.
didn't teach us that. They
Right.
told poverty was the way to go.
Right.
That's stupid.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's what we need. That's what we need more of, and that's what we need to educate our people. And I'm saying our people and our children, we need to teach them the new way. I'm gonna call it the new way of doing things and new way about going about life. And don't just sit around waiting for the sky to open up and the church to come and all that good stuff where you're gonna be saved and you're gonna go to heaven and all this stuff and you waiting for that time. I just don't want us to continue to wait for that, and I want us to enjoy life right here on this flat earth.
Yeah.
Right, fam?
Flat Earth.
No, sir.
You've been Kyrie Irving.
we live on the Dap It Up Live podcast, man, and I said that just to go into a different little segment of things. Lack, you with us, Lack?
I'm with you. I'm
What
checking
the, what the people saying, Lack?
I'm trying to check it out right now. Just keep on going.
All right, okay.
You don't believe the earth is flat. You
and
just-
and
you
that's what I
joking,
want
right?
to.
Yeah,
I
he
want.
said
I want
that for you.
I want to spin on into that little topic right there. How many Pastor do you think, or how do you feel about flat Earth?
I've traveled the earth. The earth is definitely round.
You went around the world.
Yes.
That's what they programmed in your mind that you went around the world.
I've been. The
That don't
earth is-
mean. I mean, that's because you say you traveled the Earth, so you seen the curvature in the Earth.
I've seen the curvature of the earth.
For real, you the
Absolutely.
first person to say you seen that.
A lot of people have seen it. You go to certain places on the earth. You
How
can
far
actually
was
see
you
it.
up
You
that
don't
you
gotta be
seen the
up.
curve?
You can go to Australia. You can go to Australia. So
Oh, you got to man.
can't-
Take me
listen.
there because I never.
You can-
Nobody
you can actually
is
see-
nowhere
listen.
on record to
listen,
say
you
that
can
somebody
actually see,
saw the curve.
You can actually see the sun coming up from the horizon.
I seen that.
And like
I seen the
but
sun
first of all,
rise.
the sun doesn't rise.
What does the sun do?
The sun sits still. The earth rotates around the sun. We say the sun rises. It's just colloquialism, but the sun never moves.
Okay, so what about the moon?
Same deal.
The moon orbits and rotates around the Earth while it both rotates around the sun.
Okay, so where's the moon and where's the sun?
I don't know right now.
No, I'm saying, but where is it so called? Is the moon its own light source, or is the sun shining off the moon?
The sun is the light source for the moon and the Earth.
So the moon don't have its own light source.
Not at all, from what I believe. And
Oh,
I don't believe man went to the moon.
Okay, but you got to know that the moon is its own light source.
Yes.
The sun is not shining, reflecting off of that, because that's what was taught to us. If the sun was shining, reflecting off of the moon and all that.
The moon is its own light source.
The moon is its own light source.
Okay.
Okay, so it generates its own light. And I think you was telling me something about that because you was saying because you in the solar power.
Yes, I am.
And I think they was trying to figure out something about the rays or the
they
light
can get the
source
UV rays from the moon, from the light of the moon. Yes.
From the light of the moon.
Yes.
Because it is on the light source and
Yes,
stuff.
it is.
So, and that's saying that, and you saying that the world rotates around. We was taught that the moon is over this side and the earth is over this side. So when the sun is over here, when the world is rotating, the moon over here, the sun is over here, right?
Your flat Earth or the round one?
The round earth.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so I'm right here. So when I go around here, now I'm seeing the moon.
Okay.
It should no way I shouldn't be seeing the moon and the sun at the same time during the day, should I?
Yes, you can. It's like perfect example. When I was in South Korea,
Right.
I was a day ahead of you all in the United States.
Right.
I'm FaceTime my wife. It's daylight, but I'm at 2:00 in the morning. If the Earth was flat, if the Earth was flat, then this flat Earth would be dark at one time and light at the same time. Now we're talking about distance. Now I could be in D.C., you can be in L.A., and we'll still get a different. The sun will be in L.A., it'll be dark in Maryland.
Correct.
Right.
That's not going to happen if Earth. We're only talking about 3,000 miles.
Yeah, that
If
would
the Earth was flat, could never happen.
that would definitely happen in a flat Earth
It
situation.
could never happen. No,
Yes, it will.
3,000 miles apart, we getting day and night.
Yeah,
How?
because I mean, you said 3,000
It's only
miles.
3,000 miles from here to L.A.
Okay, 3,000 miles apart. We getting to that daylight. That's just like me. I mean, I can't do it right now because I don't think I can show you. I might can show you, but here we go. That's the sun. It's dark over there where Moose at, right? It's dark over there, and now the sun is traveling on this flat Earth.
Oh, you believe the sun moves?
Oh yes. The
Oh,
sun
okay.
is
So
over here now.
he believes the
So
sun.
now
moves.
it's dark. It's still dark over here in on the East Coast. We going over to the West Coast where it's light at. Over
You believe the sun moves?
Exactly right. Yes.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay. The sun is moving.
In your world,
Yes.
you and Kyrie
Yeah.
Irving.
So now the sun is gone.
Okay.
Okay.
You believe that too?
No.
Oh, yeah.
The sun is gone. So it's dark over here.
I'm gonna
But
be
that's
honest.
just one
with you.
concept.
I don't agree or disagree with it.
Well,
Yeah.
My opinion is this. Why the hell does it matter?
I mean, it matters.
that's one of his favorite little.
No,
things.
I get
It
you.
matters
I get
because
you.
that's part of us becoming into ourselves and knowing ourselves as in knowing who we are.
But how does that enlighten me more to know that it's flat or round? I don't
does.
care. I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to manifest. I'm trying to become a greater version of me.
Do you time travel?
I'm getting there. I ain't did it yet.
Okay.
But if you want to know a better version of yourself, go to Africa. Until your black feet touch the black earth where you came from, you will never know the better version of who you are.
I astral travel, not time travel.
Okay.
But I've only done it.
Astral project. You know.
I haven't astral projected. That's different.
Right.
Because I astral travel. That's in my dreams. Astral
Right.
project is outer body.
Oh, okay.
That's a little. You know what I'm saying? That's a little more.
different. I don't think I want you to do something like that.
Well, Paul did it. Paul did. Let's go back to the Bible.
Right.
Paul said, I knew a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I couldn't tell. So Paul did what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's people in
Traveled
churches that
outside
did
of his body.
First time I had that experience was in churches.
Absolutely.
Right.
So let me ask you. Yes, that's
Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question, Dante, because I see nobody else really. They try to figure out what's your purpose of that, thinking that way. I mean, are you trying to prove a point to somebody about that? I mean, what's your purpose
Of what?
of the flat Earth? Because I think
I
you don't.
mean,
wanna know.
I'm just. That's just a little something. That's one of my little pet peeves, or that's just something that I like
kick out there.
kick out there and dabble that. I don't know. We don't know.
All right.
But we also don't know if it's round.
Yeah.
So I can say if it's flat. I could say I'm a flat earther if I want or whatever, because this is not proven that the world is round yet. So it ain't proven that it's flat yet either. So, but it's up to we've been known from the beginning that it was flat until they figured out that it was round. And so now we went with the round concept that the world is round and everything. So we
I'm gonna. I'll be right back.
okay. we went with the concept that the world is round.
All right.
And so now everybody's on the round concept of the earth being round. And so that's what we grew up hundreds and hundreds of more years went past. And so now just saying that the earth is flat is a no. You know, you must be crazy out of your mind type situation. So that's why I just like playing with it here and there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get somebody else insight on it.
Yeah, get
But,
some
but
insight
I
in it.
respect the man who any man that comes up with a different concept, because that means that he's always thought outside the box. Like a guy like Kyrie Irving, he thought he's thinking outside of the norm, and that's how you become more enlightened, more magical, by thinking outside the box.
Right.
Even though you might get laughed at, you took that chance. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't knock people who believe in that theory, because if you listen to the argument about the bigger trees and all that, when you watch the videos and they come up with the argument,
Right.
some of the stuff is like, okay, how do I refute that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna give you factual evidence why they think it. You know what I'm saying? And then what do we have other than pictures from space that we don't even know whether it's real?
Yeah, they tell you all the pictures
What's
from
real?
space is CGI,
I got
computer
I got-
generated.
I got a lightning question.
Yes.
I got one after you. I got one.
Rick, can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
I don't care about the Earth round.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about this $1.3 trillion in the black community that doesn't circulate?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on. Before we get to that,
Okay, we're gonna go
It's
right
circulate
because I had a question about the
in
moon.
our
I
hands.
had a
One
question
second.
about the moon that somebody came up with.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
Somebody had a
open it.
question about the moon.
Yes, they said, how do you explain the moon getting dark on one side then?
Well, what I from my understanding of the moon being dark on one side is the moon doesn't move, basically, as in it's not spinning, because we all, from what we see, we only see one side of the moon always. We always only see one side of the moon. The image of the moon never changed, no matter where you look at it and how you look at it and when you look at it. The image of the moon never changed, and that's proven too already. I know I see the pastor shaking his head, but have you seen a different face of the moon?
All you can do is get a telescope. You can see it yourself.
Yeah, and they show you that the moon always have the same
No, it does.
images.
Look
on
through
the
it yourself.
moon
You'll see different dimples, different craters. Look at it yourself.
at different times.
Different times.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if you ever proved that really. I mean, I don't know if you ever
I've seen
you seen it, but you went to say, okay, is this the same crater I saw last week, or just a different crater?
It's different shapes, different formations.
I mean, I would definitely try that and do that and see if it does. But I had an understanding that the moon never changed. It always had the same face. Is the same face of the moon. That's what I had an understanding of. So I would definitely try that experiment. Get me a telescope, and I'll check it out today? And I'll look at it next week or whatever at a different time and see if there's some different craters up there or not.
That's all you gotta do.
You know?
Science fair project.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that. You know?
So are you gonna look at it here at your house? Are you gonna look at it at my house? Are you gonna go to California? How you gonna do this? How you gonna figure this out, Dalton?
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna do it from my home. You know, that's all I can do is do it from my home, go on my balcony or whatever, and I'm gonna take the telescope and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna continue to look at it and see throughout some course of some hours and see if it actually changes. And if it don't change, then I will prove my point.
if you want to really look at it, every time I go to LA, go to the observatory. You know, the observatory on top of the mountain where the LA sign is.
Okay.
Right.
Walking there, it's a big telescope. You can look at it. You can track it hours. At a
Okay,
time.
maybe you'll treat me out there. We go look at it.
You treat me out there.
Yeah, man.
Can you
man,
actually
take
see
me
it
out
moving?
there.
You can see at different hours. You'll see a different side of it. You got see
Okay.
different, yeah. And
We
they
should've did that. We know
pinpoint
that
it too.
outside.
Do it next time you go out there. They
We
pinpoint it as well.
should have did that last year. We was just out there.
All right, we'll do that next time.
We're gonna do that for my birthday again. You gonna treat me?
All right, I got you. I got you. And what was the other questions you had?
That was it.
Oh, it's a question. So, especially with you, my man, being in sports, I think it's a shame. Talking about being enlightened in this era of everybody's woke. Yeah. We have all these black athletes in professional sports, but only one black owner. And we have $1.3 trillion of African-American dollars to spend. So how can we create a different narrative, especially relates to athletes and sports? It's kind of where most of our wealth is generated. For most of the richest black people have generated their wealth from athletics. How can we change that narrative in the black community that we can begin to own some franchise or at least own some shoe deals or something? How can we change that narrative?
It starts with brothers collectively sitting at a table and building together. I think that's the key. When you have great minds, when you have people that have power, money, they have to connect. And every little thing we get, this brother's, he believes something different from me. So I'm not going to deal with you because you know what I'm saying? I don't like the way he moving. So we got to get past our own insecurities. We got to get past our own issues and come together as a people.
But you know what I'm saying?
And make a plan and stick with the plan. It has to be a plan for success. A plan, you know what I'm saying? Just like those people did. Where was it where they had where they had the black people back in the days and then
Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. When they had Black Wall Street, right? We have to get that mentality back. Because we've been living in fear so long that anything we build, the elites gonna come and take over.
But you gotta remember also, it's also a good old boy league out here now. Because you remember when somebody wants to become an owner of a sports franchise, all the other owners got to vote on it. So if they vote no, then it's a no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not always like the fact that we got the money and we want to do it. They got to vote them in. You feel what I'm saying?
So what I say about that, or the question that you had, Mr. King, is you said how we gonna state that question
he
again?
answered part of it. In the black community, our dollar stays in our community 30 minutes.
Right.
We don't own it. We don't own the nail shop. We don't own the fast food restaurant. We don't own the dry cleaners. We don't own the liquor store. We don't own the apartment complex.
Consumers.
We're consumers. Yeah. How do we change that narrative? To me, that's where this new age movement needs to go to. I'm sick of protesting and marching. They're not going to change the police department. Yeah. How can we control what we have in our hands?
Probably is what you're doing right now and the direction you probably moving into, because I heard you say that you was going to buy like a strip mall. Mm-hmm. You would start purchasing people who able and that has the money to have the backing to make a change, gonna start having to make the first move from my understanding of things. You like people like you gonna have to make that first move, as in getting that strip mall to be black owned, so that community can come shop at your strip mall to keep that money within the black community, and then you have to give back to that community, and then reach back and help somebody. If you see, like, if somebody might be in a business that you might not be in, but you can help them obtain a dream or something. So you help them out, and then they'll have their business over here. And another thing that we have to do real quick is that we got to stop trying to be a part of somebody else's stuff and create our own, like the NBA. We need to create like Ice Cube got his 3-on-3, the big three. He created his own league or whatever. So we have to start doing things like that and creating our own. And once we create our own, we can own it. But if we continue to keep asking to be a part of somebody else, like you were saying that, they have to vote you in and all that, We can't be worried about being voted in. We just start our own because now we have the money. We have billionaires in our community now. We have billionaires and stuff is in our community. We got money, so we can actually make the moves. We can't be scared to make the moves. We just got to make the moves to make things happen. It's because you know how we are. Because if you do it, I'm going to figure I can do it. You know, because we love copying each other. Yeah. And we always say we can do it better than the next man. So I'm pretty sure we see a lot of people like us doing good things, then that'll influence other black people to say, I know I could do that if he did it. You know, that's been my concept a lot because a lot of things that I do, I see people do what I done, that I started, and then they might continue it on to do way better than me. But I still feel good because I feel like, oh, okay, I know I put them on. Or I put them in the light to say, oh, that nigga can do it. I know I can do it. You know, excuse my language, but on that. But you know what I'm saying. But that's how we got to basically do it, is to show that it can be done. And once you lay that blueprint, then it'll continue on from there.
But like I told you before, I mean, once somebody know how to do something and got something, you got to reach back and help out. Like I told you before, we had this argument, not an argument, we had this debate, this conversation before.
We dapped it up on it before.
Right. What I'm saying is the singer Tank, Raheem Devon, all these rappers and stuff that's doing it. Come back and reach back and get your folks that's in the neighborhood doing the same thing. We got all these singers out here. We got go-go bands that's playing good music.
Yeah, CeeLo Green came by.
He's not even from the area. What I'm saying is, if I'm a good artist, I'm a rapper, singer, whatever, I'm gonna come back and grab Northeast Groupers, Familiar Faces, somebody like that be my backup band. I'm not gonna go out here and get a whole new band get this guy from Chicago,
like
that guy from Texas.
Like Wale didn't come back.
Right. Yeah. But he did bring what, TCB or somebody with him one time. I think he got DJ Rico as his DJ. What I'm saying is, I think that's Raheem Devon got DJ Rico as a DJ. I'm saying, come back and get your people in your neighborhood.
In a major way.
And then they come back and get them. But sometimes they'll come back and get them and use them. Don't pay them right. Don't treat them right. Mm-hmm. And then, so is that really coming back? Build with them brothers. You got to teach them how to get it.
That's what I'm saying. Come back and
get
get
what I'm saying?
But I have a problem with the whole culture.
I'd rather you teach me to fish than give me some fish.
I have a problem with that whole culture anyway. So this is my pet peeve. You mentioned when you said nigga, right? Don't really bother me. But I got a problem with the culture because we got to stop projecting and progenerating it on ourselves. Right. So until we stop our music and everybody a bitch, a hoe, a nigga, how you expect the white people to ever respect us? Goes back to our spending power. Right. They look at us and say, I can make money off of him if he can rap, if he can dunk a basketball. But what about the brother who want to be a tech mogul? What about the brother who wants to be an engineer? You know what I'm saying? We need to lift them up in our community instead of, a man who can dunk a basketball and the one who can rap about hoes.
Right. I definitely understand exactly what you're saying, but things always come to me when people talking all the time. And when you were saying that, I heard something that, there's something that's clicked in me to say about the hoes and the bitches and stuff. We should not say them words that's within us, but I shouldn't say it because I know I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say it because of what the white man fucking think. I don't care what they think anymore. We got to stop caring what they think.
Exactly.
If we want to use this and we want to say what we're going to say, we saying it. But not say it because that's what is not right.
We shouldn't say it. We shouldn't denigrate our women.
Yeah, we shouldn't denigrate our women at all. Not because what another nationality or another culture don't like. Is what we shouldn't do. It's not about what another culture or something, because they don't
I don't. You almost made me cuss. I don't care if they approve of it or not.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, how can you expect somebody to respect you?
That's what it sound like that.
No, brother. How can somebody respect you if you don't respect your? No, if you don't respect yourself.
Right.
How am I going to ever respect you?
As
you want me
who?
to? As in the other cultures.
I don't care about who they respect. We respect ourselves.
You missed my point. Yes, we should respect ourselves.
Right.
But the four of us, we can sit around here and be like, man, that nigga right there.
Right.
And it don't mean nothing to us, right?
Yeah, because the connotation. When I say you my nigga, it's
cool.
A different it's no negative.
Yeah.
It's no negative.
I understand what you mean.
And in the beginning, it was never.
But when do we stop that? When do we stop that?
what the name?
Yes.
Why do we got to stop communicating?
I don't think we need to. I think that's our way of communicating.
Yeah, why we got to stop
I think
communicating
what we
within
justify within us and what we feel about us is not negative because we use slang terms or slang words. I think when we use when the problem with the whole music industry was there's an image they wanted to portray back when we was conscious. When you had
Public Enemy and all that.
Public Enemy, you had what's the keys, sissy, and they was walking around with the aunts and all that, and they was preaching back to Africa and all that stuff.
Boogie Down Production, and all that.
Boogie Down Production, all that. And then when NWA came,
whole different space.
Let's be honest.
Right.
To be honest, NWA was probably the biggest sellouts ever because they sell out your whole race to perpetuate an image, this gangster image that took us into the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That destroyed the community.
Right.
And when the white bosses heard it,
They jumped on it.
they jumped on it because they knew it would change our minds.
Because
it would make us,
Thank you, brother.
you know what I'm saying?
And since you said that, they had a white manager.
Yes.
Right.
So you
Jimmy
all
Iovine.
gangster after the police and this and nigga in it, but you had a white manager.
It was a
and he rode it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, it was one rapper who recently came out. I think it's I'm thinking it's one of the dudes from Bones Thugs of Harmony. And he said that it was a meeting and they all went to. And when they went to the meeting, the whole meeting was discussing about how to put music out that would affect the minds of the youngsters and get them to do malicious act, to gravitate toward acts that would make them do drugs and crime and send them into prison. Right. Because the agenda was building the prison system.
Absolutely, absolutely. Getting
You know
the
what
black
I'm
man
saying?
out the house.
And the brother said he left. He walked out the meeting. He said, but it was some prominent black men. They didn't care because they were willing to sell out their people for the money that they were going to get from doing these projects and promoting these artists that was pushing this agenda to get our black males locked up. Right. What do y'all think about that? Well, I mean, that's evil.
Yeah, that's definitely evil. But what I want to do is, just let the audience know you live on the Dap It Up Live podcast, and we got Mr. King in the building. And we have Big Move in the building tonight. We got Lack in the building, always in the building, and your boy Daltay in the building. And what I'm going to go back to is your question, what you were saying, how we going to get this money to work in our community. That's what we, I know we want to stay focused on that. We got to go all over the place.
Well, that's relevant. Yeah. We need to own the record label. We need to have black managers.
Right.
We need to own the video productions. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
we need to buy another pair of Jordans. We need to buy no more gold chains. No nobody. We need to be on Instagram flexing money. Seriously. Own the apartment. You a stripper in the hustle. Get with the stripper in the apartment and the hustle department. Put your money together. So we're going to buy this apartment.
We need people like you, definitely in this community, to, pull us together, educate us on how to do. Like, you've been in the corporate world. And like you not just have a business here, you have a business all the way in Africa. That's so far-fetched for a lot of people in our audience to even fathom that okay, being a black man, you're not from Nigeria, you're not from Africa, you're from Southeast, but yet you're doing business in Africa. That's major right there. And that's what our people need to hear and need to understand that type of thing is possible. So you like a light that's shining on us to let us see what's shining in front of us so we can see the future on how far we can go in this world.
I'm going to say something probably get me in trouble.
Like the sun that's shining, the earth rotates.
On the flat earth. Yeah. I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble for real, but I'm not saying this from a malicious heart. I don't know if we really, really want to make those sacrifices. Because most of us as black people, not all of us, in general, we like instant gratification. When I get paid, I'm going to go buy my Jordans, I'm going to go buy my Timbs, I'm going to go give me some crabs from down at the wharf. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny. Instead of saying, let me take this $1,000. Instead of me buying this purse,
right?
Instead of buying Gucci, buy one stock of Gucci. Take $2,400 and say, how much can stock of this buy me in Gucci?
Right.
We want too much instant gratification. We don't like sacrificing and waiting for anything. So talking the talk is great. I have these conferences. Very few people show up.
Yeah,
I go live on Facebook and talk about how to build your business, LLC, C Corp. Very few people watch. If I go there and they got a fight to show you, 2 people fighting in the parking lot.
Oh, you going to everybody. Drama.
That's what I asked the question.
Drama.
Yeah, that's
how do we change that?
That's why it's important to do like what we're doing on the Dap It Up Live podcast, and what you're doing outside of this is that we have to connect with the right people. Everybody, it's some people out here looking for you, looking for what you're teaching and what you have to offer them. And then it's a lot of people that's not on that page yet. And we keep running into the people that we keep focusing on the people that's not, and not locating the people that's really interested in what you have to offer. And so that's what it is. It's so many of us. It's not like it's just a small amount of people in this world, black people in this world. It's thousands and millions of black people in this world that you can help, that want to hear what you got to say. They want to learn what you got to learn, that you have to teach them,
Yep. Right.
And so that's what we have to connect, and that's what we have to connect with. We have to keep on till we keep connecting with them type of people. And yet the person that wants to go buy the Jordans for $200-$300, that's what they want to do. Them the people that you don't even need in your corporation or be part of your team anyway. You just continue to strive on what we need to keep on striving towards and everything. And then we'll keep picking up the people who want to learn, they want to progress. And then the ones that's buying them Jordans and spending all that money and not buying no stocks and all that, they're going to catch on because they're going to say, that's not going to be hip anymore.
No.
And
what's hip is getting my man podcast blown up.
Right.
Getting this blown up. He talking about sports just like the white guy on Fox 5 talking about sports.
Right.
So let us focus on this, my brother, because I'm a broadcaster. I'm going to blast you out on his program and get the... I'm serious.
Yeah.
He'll tell you.
We'll tune in.
That's what we got to do.
But
Exactly.
see, funny thing like this. Check this out. We all here talking positive.
Right.
Dapping it up, laughing, ha ha, hee hee. No drama.
Right.
Nobody want to come on watch us. I'm not saying we have no followers or watchers.
We had some.
But we was on here talking trash, but to fight each other, we have 1 million viewers right about now.
Why do we love the drama?
And that's a good question.
We fight sometime.
That's my whole
That's a good
question.
question.
You know what I'm saying? I think like Kwame, when Kwame Brown came out and he did what he did,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He changed the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because all these now you see that the image they were trying to do, it was all for a reason. They you know what I'm saying? And then he kept asking why Stephen A was at the colleges. Why, you know what I'm saying? And they always want to call them a bust.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think all of that plays a role. Here's a man who made probably like 40, 50 million in his whole career. Took his mama from cleaning hotels to a golf course.
Right.
And that should be celebrated, but we never celebrated Kwame. It was always negative. And being from D.C. and knowing his path and saying, everybody said that's a solid dude. I never heard nobody in the streets say he wasn't solid.
You know why?
But the media,
it
was totally different.
That's a Stephen A. do that for attention.
Yeah.
Ratings. I mean, he does that for attention. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't have had that position or that job if he didn't do that.
He's Steven, like on Django. He's Steven.
but where are the black elders? Where are the black elites?
Sitting down
They'll
talking.
say, look, get him off there.
Who are the black?
You need to come. There are people that got names, but
it ain't Al Sharpton.
But no. But they're all flawed. They all, you know what I'm saying? Who are our black leaders at this time? Who are the elite black leaders? It's a good question. But they on the rise because they right here tonight.
Right. Exactly.
We don't even know it.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
But that's why we met at this specific time for a specific purpose.
Right.
And we building.
Right.
And it's about changing the mindset of the nation. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Who we got left? Farrakhan?
What's
You know what I'm saying? Y'all Christians, so y'all ain't gonna mess with prayer.
I enjoy Farrakhan.
Yeah.
I don't gotta believe everything you say, but
Brother Ben X, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? You got a handful of Umar Johnson who can't even put together his school, who can't get the support to put together his school.
That's your boy now.
No, I
don't dislike Umar. I don't dislike Umar.
No, Umar, I started out listening to Umar and everything, but them the conscious brothers or so that took me on a roller coaster ride in life. You know what I'm saying? I was on a roller coaster with a lot of them conscious brothers. And I'm glad I went on that ride. You know what I'm saying? That's like a roller coaster that I went on, but I learned a lot, and I learned them as a people, as being a person, you know, and I know how Dr. Umar is. You know, I know the type of person he is. I know the type of person that Pharaoh is. I know the type of person that Sarnetta is. I know the type of person that Brother Polite is. And I can deal with all them different individuals, conscious brothers, on that level that I know that they on and stuff. I know where they at in life and how they roll and everything. So I just deal with them. I don't take nothing, you know. I listen to them when I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Brother Sanchez, I didn't plug him in there either. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of my dudes I listen to too. But you know, we just gotta just keep on doing what we doing basically and everything, man. And
I don't think there's going to be a black leader.
Yeah,
This is the first civil rights movement that the church went in the forefront. Right. First time ever the church was in the forefront. So I don't think there'll be a black leader. I think there'll be groups like Black Lives Matter to galvanize together.
Do you think that's better?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Do you think that
to me,
it's better?
I think we need more leaders because the question I was going to ask was,
go ahead.
What I was going to ask was, like you said, a Black Lives Matter, and then you named all these dudes, all these black conscious dudes that you know.
Right.
We don't know them. I mean, you might know them.
Yeah, I know them.
You know, but we all don't know them. Why are they not out when the Freddie Grays got killed, when the Floyds got killed? Where are they? They're in somebody else's ear. They not out here protesting nowhere. I haven't seen them.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
because protesting always is not the best thing all the time.
But what I'm saying is not just a protest. I mean, come on outside. We outside as everybody's saying now. We outside.
I'm going to give it some 100%. Black Lives Matter was started by 4 of our sisters. Where were the conscious brothers?
That's my point right there. I've been asking you that for years.
Funded by, what's his name, George Soranos?
The white guy.
You know what I'm saying? And even the LGBT movement was funded by a dude that was a known pedophile. So why is there always a hidden agenda within these
all
groups?
Of them type of groups?
I know the hidden agenda. People say, well, a lot of Christians didn't support Black Lives Matter because some of the girls were lesbians. I don't care what they were. The agenda was on point.
And where's the money?
We get lost in the foolishness, but the agenda was it accomplished something. My point is, like my brother said, the conscious brothers, where were they? They are not on the forefront of these movements.
I'm gonna tell you, they don't want to be on the forefront of their movements at all, because they already was on the forefront teaching
for years.
And educating.
Who are they talking to though?
Teaching and educate. You have to go find it when you want to.
Why did they go find them? Why they can't?
You have to seek
why they got find them? Why you got find them?
You have to seek knowledge.
Who's to say that what they're saying is right?
But you have to seek
right?
knowledge.
Who's to say what they're saying is right?
Because it's in you. God gave you that ability. God gave you that ability
of their opinion or their belief system.
That's my point. That's my point exactly.
I say, what is a belief? What are these belief systems?
Because what I'm saying is like this.
Christianity on down.
What I'm saying,
it's all BS.
Because what I'm saying like this. If you listen to your guys and you think what they saying is right,
you might
have something right.
I didn't say everything they say.
No, I didn't say that. I say you listen to them and you think they say.
I don't agree with a lot of stuff that they say, but I like how they talk. And I get something out of
talking to who?
They talking to the world. They
need to talk to the district attorney who hasn't convicted the officer for shooting Breonna Taylor. They need to talk to Ahmaud Arbery and talk to the Georgia court system. Who are they talking to, brother?
That's my point.
I don't need you talking in the lecture hall somewhere. Get in the streets with a bullhorn and speak truth to power.
That's my whole point. Who are they talking to?
Speak truth to power.
I've been to the protests.
Okay.
I've been on the front lines.
What did that accomplish?
A whole lot.
Like what?
First of all, it brought attention and awareness to what was going on. If we never protest,
attention and awareness, who don't know if we there is injustice going on in this world?
If we never protested, the cop who killed George Floyd would have never been convicted.
Hey, I would never dismiss or insult what men do that we don't see.
Right.
Because these men that we talking about, they're building communities, they're building teams.
Yes.
Behind the scenes that we we're not privy to.
They don't want to be on the forefront.
Just because their name isn't out there with a movement, because they don't want to be associated with that movement, doesn't mean that these men didn't do work from Polite on down. He has his platform, so what he does is he wants to build wealth in the community. He's probably one of the top people at helping people build wealth in the black community, and he's been doing it for years.
Right.
So he never stopped his grind. He never stopped his hustle. He just didn't jump on a movement to try to regain more fame.
But the movement never was his thing.
No, it wasn't his thing.
Okay, so I understand.
It wasn't his
and
purpose.
I know who you're talking about. His purpose.
That's somebody else. But
the ones who claim all of this purpose, to claim that they're in the forefront, to claim they're the voice of this new conscious movement, put your work behind your voice. I think
a lot of them do. A lot of them have online schools. They educate now people about our real history and not just his story. They educate now people every day. They educating people like me every night, every day. I get educated and learning more and more stuff every day. So they doing their part. The conscious community is doing what they supposed to be doing. Just because they not marching down the streets that we've been marching for umpteen years down this street and marching on this justice system, this injustice system, that don't make that a good thing because you marching.
Yeah,
that's not a great thing. Just because you got a movement going and you marching and down that street, down Pennsylvania Avenue, that don't mean jack sometimes. And really putting in the work in the community, and they really putting in work. They really educating people daily for free, for nothing on this internet. Since this internet opened up, it's worldwide now. There's no stopping the black man at all now because we can get more educators. We don't need one person leading us. We don't need that no more. Yeah.
So
that's not what we need. We need multiple people out here.
That's my point.
Us.
That's my point. Come on out. Come on out and teach. We got a whole lot of black. We got hold on. Let me talk. Look. You gotta let people talk when they're talking. Like,
I'm listening.
What I'm saying is, come on out.
We ain't going nowhere. Go ahead. We ain't going nowhere. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, come on out in neighborhoods. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. Let me talk, man.
But you keep saying it, and I'm answering you. They in the neighborhood.
Look. You know what's up.
Young Pharaoh is in Buffalo doing what he do. He's in Buffalo. I'm right here doing what I do.
What it is they're not feeding the propaganda.
You want to see them.
They're not feeding the beast.
Look, check this out.
They has our people held hostage in fear. In their lower self, they held hostage in fear that they gonna get shot. When you come out of fear and you realize, I don't care if, you know what I'm saying, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of a cop coming in my car, and I'm not going to live my life waiting for that to happen, because when I do, I'm only drawing that to me. I'm drawing that energy to me. So instead of that, brothers like Brother Ben X, he been focusing on building his whole movement to try to help create wealth in the black community, to try to build people up so they don't have to depend on the rat race, so they don't have to depend on the system. You know what I'm saying? So just because they not, Breonna Taylor, that movement is for certain people. Okay. God bless George Floyd. God bless all these people. But that movement ain't for, I'm a conscious dude, but I would have never jumped out there for that because I already saw what was going on.
So your bottom line is
it was propaganda.
You saying
a lot of it was propaganda.
You saying everything ain't for everybody?
It's not
true. I agree with you because Meek Mills and Jay-Z them doing with the prison reform may not be for these brothers. They have a different lane.
Right.
We all have our lane to go down.
Yeah, everybody got their
That's
lane,
fair.
and
That's
I
fair.
think we have to respect it instead of trying to call them out. Let's educate ourselves a little more on what these brothers is doing in the community. Let's educate ourselves on their focus, because their focus sometimes is a whole lot bigger than an issue that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be handled one way or another.
But it has to be coming together eventually. Eventually, we have to bring all those pieces together somewhere.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
centralize what we
I agree.
have to globalize it, to mobilize. We have to.
I
eventually.
absolutely
Do,
agree.
do
with
we
that.
really? Do I'm just asking a question. Don't
Well,
take it the
no,
wrong way.
no. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. When you talk, the loudness is not needed.
Oh no, I know we passed that.
You know, and that's what I'm
What
trying to
I'm
make sure you
saying,
know that we don't have to
know
yell
that.
when you're talking.
I know that. I'm on the microphone. I shouldn't have to yell.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is that you may be missing the point. But what I'm trying to say, do we really need that? As in the fact that, do we need to be out in the forefront of things? Do we need to be like when you go into, like, I'm just going to use like the white area, they all over the place. They doing what they doing. You know, a lot of white people do what they do, and you don't know nothing about them. They not marching down the street. They not on no political this team. They not in no organization. They living their life, doing what they doing, educating their families, financially taking care of their families, doing what they have to do. But we always have to, like, we gotta come and be this. Everybody, all of us, we have to be like leaders and to come out.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let's do
I'm
that.
gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you 3 examples.
Go ahead.
And if I mess it up, God forgive me. The first one, LGBTQ. I'm not trying to be funny, but you know that whole organization.
Right.
They came together. Whether they're atheist, Catholic, they didn't care what color they were. For a common cause, they got bills passed. The Asian hate crime bill took one incident, they got it passed. Blacks haven't gotten ours passed yet.
Okay.
Third example is reparations. We've been crying about reparations forever. The Jews got theirs. Why? Because they came together. Those 3 groups came together and synergized and stopped fussing over dumb stuff. Let me finish. We fuss over dumb. Well, I would work with him, but he don't believe in Jesus. And that's stupid. The LGBT, they don't care if you believe in Jesus. They don't care if you have sex with poodles. All they know is, look, we got one common cause. And that's why we all got to come out together and centralize and mobilize with an agenda. You said it earlier. What is our ask? Get an agenda together, then present our agenda and demand we're going to withhold our dollars. Montgomery boycott worked. Why? They said, we ain't going to spend the money on the bus till you change. If black people, let me say this real quick. If for 1 week, athletes, all of us say we ain't spending our money, they'll change everything. If 1 week we shut it down, every law will get passed. That's why we got to come together.
I hear you, but they got my butt, like. I hear you, but I'm saying the fact that do we really? It's good to come together, but how many times have we came together? How many times have we came together? How many times? Oh, what? Only one time with Martin Luther King? How many times have we came together as black people in this country?
Gotta say, last time we came together
In
for
this
one
country.
common cause, to put Barack Obama in office. Think about it. The last time we all galvanized.
They said the white people put Barack in the
Come
office.
on, bro. You know what I'm saying? We have people who never voted in their life. What I'm trying to
Yeah,
say is
I understand
the last
what
time we
you're
all
saying.
came together, forgot about religion, we put all that aside, said we're going to put this Negro in office. That's the last time we had something came together on.
Well, I think the last time probably was president now.
No, it
Because I
wasn't.
think a whole lot of people came out to make sure
For Biden?
Trump didn't get that position again.
Yeah, we come together for some nonsense sometimes. Some nonsense. Oh, to get Trump out of it. We don't want to be.
But that's not really
We don't
coming
want to
together.
be slaves no more. Trump gonna make us slaves again. We come together and we get out there and we voted. We came together. Come together, man. That's some man. We are together. That's what we have to focus on.
We together where?
We are together because we
When?
are. I'm gonna say okay. Let me.
In your
let me-
flat
let
world,
me-
we together.
No, I'm gonna say this. We don't really have to be together on one end because nobody really together. none of these other races and stuff is really together.
Huh?
You got. It's a whole lot. Black people is not all the
Man,
same.
pass that.
No.
Pass it to the left. Whatever you smoke, pass it.
Black people are not all the
to the
same.
left.
So how we all gonna be?
Brother, the Korean
expect-
community come together. They
No,
shop. They shop with each other. They spend their money with the Korean dollar stays in the neighborhood. Ours is 30 minutes. 45 days
We
they dollar
understand
circulates.
that concept.
So they
We
why? Because they come together. They do not fool with you. I ain't fool no with you.
We understand.
Why we don't have an African
We
town?
don't understand. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
because you
brother.
ain't put it together yet. You ain't put it together yet.
Them conscious people
And
ain't come out yet.
and I'm saying even in Africa, African people don't even rock together. We keep thinking that all black people are the same. All black people not the same. It was different tribes in Africa. All black people don't rock.
We don't
with
gotta
each
be the
other.
same, but we gotta have a
We
same
all don't
cause,
rock-
brother.
they all
Brother, we
don't
gotta have to have a same cause.
Asian people don't rock with each
If we say
other.
we want affordable housing, that's our cause. I don't care what this brother believe. I don't care what they believe. I don't care if the gay brother comes to the table. Our cause is affordable housing.
Okay.
We got to come together for a cause, not because we got the same beliefs or whatever. That's what we divided at, brother. We don't come together for a cause. The cause is prison reform. The pipeline to prison must stop. We got to come together and say some of these brothers that's locked up for marijuana charges need to be released, and we demanding it. If not, we can withhold our dollars.
Well, that's a cause that you might be passionate about. There'll be a group of people that's passionate about getting people out of jail for them lesser charges. Okay, that type of group of people need to come together. But everybody not about that.
What are we all about as black people?
Everybody, all black people can't come together for some people who went to jail for some weed.
Okay, what are we all about?
You
What
want
is-
the whole
what is
black
common
community
cause?
to come together for them people?
Give me a common cause we need to come together on.
We need to come together for to let the world know as black first. Buy black, be black, and understand that you are black in this world. And that's what we need to come together for. And that cause reparations. We need to come together on reparations as a black American, really. I mean, we can't expect all the Africans and other black people in the world to come together for our reparations here in America.
No.
Do you expect that?
No, we
Or do
as
you expect
African Americans need to come together for reparations.
As black people in America, we need to come together for reparations together. But we're not expecting all black people around the world to come together for that.
No, of course not. They don't pertain to them.
Right. So on some issues, that group of people might need to come together for that. But we all can't always be a part of every movement as one.
We need another Black Wall Street, period.
Yeah, we need to build that.
Bottom
We
line.
can build a Black Wall Street. We don't just need a Black Wall Street. We need this more black people going into business for their self. We need more black people coming together, buying buildings, building neighborhoods, communities, and everything. That's what we need, more black people. But we need the black people to have the finances, the education to do them things. You know, anybody can't do it. We can't expect like every basketball player to do it because every basketball player mindset might not be that. So just because a person have the money, that don't mean they capable of doing that.
All right, this time around, who do we go through when we meet opposition? Like the last time, when they came and destroyed Black Wall Street, who do we go to? Who is our military? Because in order to establish a nation, you got to have a military.
Yeah.
You gotta define your leaders. You got to have a military,
Nobody talk about building the military.
and you got to have a flag.
Yeah. But ain't nobody in the black community talking about building the military. Because if that happens, that's war. And we not ready for that.
Yeah, because we got small military.
All
groups.
we doing is asking to be a part of somebody else's.
Thank you.
That's all we doing.
Our own, I'm going to say this, I'm going to shut up. Our own is waiting for us. So say this. In Africa, the part I work in Africa alone, just Angola, not even consider Congo, they know, what they've seen. They have $14 trillion in gold and diamonds. $14 trillion just in Angola. Congo has about $58 trillion. We can start an army in Africa. The African Union is trying to come together, get us to come back over there. We should be, I ain't going over no Africa. You know that the NBA has an African league now? They have an African NBA league right now that the NBA is dumping money into. We need to shift our minds, as Marcus Garvey said, and start focusing going back to where we appreciate it from, with what belongs to us, and take advantage of it. I know it sounds crazy.
But what if we all weren't for Africa from the beginning?
Huh?
What if we all weren't from Africa from the beginning and we didn't come over on a slave ship, but we were already here? What about those people?
The black people that was already here.
Which is a huge majority of the population. They would,
on this continent.
They said, oh, yeah, you a slave, but you were born here. You know what I'm saying? DNA is a false reality.
You like the Indians? I mean, explain it to me.
Go back. Look at any artwork from before the time, or even read the book Columbus's Manifest. Okay. And as he explained that these were dark complected people with kinky hair. The Indians we know today are a product of the mixture of the two races.
Yes.
So they got the more straighter hair and so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people that we know, because there was no way that this African slave trade was as big as it was. There was slavery all over the planet.
Yes, it was.
So they weren't trading as many of these slaves and bringing them to the Americas, because if they are, where the hell are the slave ships? You know what I'm saying? We've got pictures and propaganda. So it's some hidden history and it's some lies. What happened to the mound builders? What happened to the Mayans, the Aztec? All these were dark complected people. If you look at the statues, you go down there from eons before the white man set foot on the continent. It's some statues, and that brother looked like you.
Absolutely.
You're a black man. So a lot of these black people were here, but we preach Africa. Go back to Africa.
Nah, you understand what he's saying, Pastor?
Yeah, of course, but civilization began in Africa.
Yeah, but civilization began in Africa.
But we were all over the planet.
He was saying we was all over the planet.
Before slavery. We were selling the seas before Columbus, before the Vikings. The African man was selling the seas. Yeah. We went to every continent and started civilization. So we've been here way before they came over here. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, we were the Moors.
Absolutely.
That's who they were.
When the white man was up in the mountains, we taught them how to read and wash their butt.
Right.
And, all that,
Yeah. But they came and they had another agenda. Their agenda was to assimilate and to destroy and to take over. They had a takeover mentality, and that's what they did. They conquered every land, and they gave you your Christianity, you know what I'm saying? And they gave you your flag. They changed the world map as we know it today. And we done forgot who we are. This is what we waking up from right now.
Tell you something that's so deep. What you said is so true. So I'm in Africa. Every African says this. We had the gold, the silver, the diamonds. The white man had the Bible. When the white man came and left, we had the Bible. They had all the gold.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's what happened.
Richest man ever lived was Mansa Musa.
Thank you.
Richest man ever lived, an African.
Right.
You know, African king. They say he could shut down the economy. You know, if he gave away half the money, the whole economy would drop. You know, but we don't realize who we are as people. We don't remember who we were, and that's what's happening now. A lot of our brothers and sisters, they waking up from their sleeping slumber. They've been asleep for all these 2,000 years. They gave us the Bible and they put us to bed, and now they waking up, and they realizing who they are. They remembering I was a God. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, not ego driven, right. not above the Creator, but a higher entity. You had those gifts that he was talking about earlier. You had clairvoyance. I could speak to this brother sitting here and don't have to open my mouth. Telekinesis, pyrokinesis. We make fire with our hands because we were in tune with Mother Earth. But we forgot our mama. That's what Sabi always talk about. He said we forgot mama. Right. We forgot. They done took it. That's the one thing that the one thing about Christianity was they took away our woman and gave us a Holy Ghost. They gave us a 3 male entity. Why you think it's so much?
Father, the Son, The holy.
Yeah, it's almost like they made it a homosexual religion because you took out mama. You took our
Took the
mother
mother out of the situation.
who was, and now she don't have her power. We wonder why the women run around loose and because the women, there's no order. Order being gone because we've been out of order. Everything from our diet to the way we grow things to the way we act, we've been out of order. Yes. Out of true what was it? Organic order. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now we fill ourselves with processed water or water with chemicals in it to kill the bacteria and all sorts of stuff. So our body's no longer used to certain things, and these different foods are killing us off slowly. You know what I'm saying? When we should be living longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even in the Bible, back in the days, you know, they were living for longer periods of time.
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't remember that about ourselves. So we forgot. You know what I'm saying?
It was taken from us.
Everything's a habit.
We the only culture that took our food, they took our language, and took our religion. They gave us their food, their language, and their religion. You think about it, every other ethnicity here practice their own stuff. Right. The Asians still speak their language. The Hispanics still speak their language.
Right.
Everybody except us. They still have their own food, their own culture.
So what are we doing?
We doing some European stuff.
Right, and that's all. That's the only point I be really trying to make. That we got to find ourselves. We got to get to know who we are, and that's the hardest thing.
I'm gonna cut you up, but we're fighting. I said, think about your girl Simone Biles. You do sports. This chick is so bad. She does a flip. She's the only person in the world can do it, and then they ban her from doing it.
Right.
How you punish us for being excellent? How you punish us for being excellent?
They punish us
because they can't do it either.
Until they master it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Until they come up to the level, just like with dunking, they wouldn't let us dunk.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they stopped it, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Because
They always punish us for excellence, man. and your girl that's running track, she can't run in the Olympics, but Michael Phelps smoked dope. They never tested him.
Right.
Yeah. Suspended him, he still got to swim. So they punish us for being excellent.
So why we keep trying to be a part
Go
of...
back to Africa. Viewers, y'all watching me. No, just
let's say go back to Africa. Because a lot of people, I think they scared of that when you say, when a person say go back to Africa. What you got to say, get to know Africa.
I'm being cynical.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just, because I know a lot of people don't like to say, oh, I'm not from Africa. I'm not from Africa. But we're not telling you that you're from Africa or whatever, but in reality, we know the truth, but a lot of people scared of that.
I'm be serious for a minute, yeah.
Learn something about Africa and see what Africa had to offer you. And then to get that, I want the people to understand that part. Africa has a lot to offer you, and maybe what you need is over there and not here in our justice system.
And I'll be serious for a second. There are incentives, there's monies. There are programs in Africa for African Americans to come back and work. Right. There's billions of dollars that they have in several African countries that will pay you to come to Africa and work. So that's real.
Right. Yeah, and the people need to know that it's money and it's jobs in Africa. We're not telling you to go back to Africa. We're saying if you need a job, if you're looking for some money, they got it over in Africa. And that might be a good place for some of y'all to go get that, to find your riches or to find yourself maybe in Africa, you know? So
if all melanated people were to go back to Africa, would that mean that the fight and the struggle here in America that we've already done is over?
No, what we're not saying go back to Africa in that way to live or to live. We said let's network and work with Africa.
Okay.
And we can still, we ain't gonna leave our home. You're just going over there. You're just doing business. People do business around the world. We got to get the concept that we can do business around the world.
I see what you're saying.
That's what we need to do.
Okay.
We got to start doing business around the world and not just thinking that the only thing we can do is do business right here in the United States. It's business going on around the world, and we worried about business right here in this place.
But if I'm going over there for a job, I got to live there, right?
I mean, you could.
I'm just
You
asking.
get a work visa. You can go work for 6 months, 3 months at a time. I know people who work in Africa for 3 months, get 3 month intervals, make more money there. When they come home for 3 months, they're chilling.
Okay.
7 figures.
Okay.
Everything is everything you can think of.
You know what I'm saying? But then how do we? We're still. I guess my thing is, you building with Africa in Africa. You spending a lot of time there, but I'm still saying, how do you do? Is it possible to do both? To build here and still create the militia, create the businesses here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's
Akon is
I
doing
think
both.
it's possible. I think
You know
it's
about
possible.
Akon, right?
Yeah.
Akon building solar Africa. He's still building things here. He's moving money back and forth. He just got $1 billion to do some stuff in Africa. Akon is the like the North Star of how to do it.
Because there are a lot of false narratives that's been put out there about going back to Africa, how they would treat us, about the climate, about the culture. You know what I'm saying? And when I speak to the African brothers, it's not necessarily true.
I told people when people say be careful, I said I have more of a chance getting killed here in America than I do in Africa. They speak, they smile, they shake your hand. They're going to admire you like, oh, you're American. They're looking for knowledge. You know, and not to get too biblical. We're Joseph. We were taken into slavery to a foreign land. When Joseph went back to his brethren, he had the knowledge of Egypt to teach them. They're looking for us to bring what we've learned here back there. From India, from engineering to architecture, from sports and everything, bro. They're looking for it.
Yeah, and that's what our
No
people,
strip clubs, though.
Yeah, that's what our people need to. Entertainment is something else, man. I'm telling you, and that's the I'm pretty sure they got something over there.
They do.
They got some of them over there. I know they doing something over there. But hey, that's what our people need to know about the, what's the offer, what Africa had to offer, what other places have to offer. Because I know as people going, maybe they going to, Asia, and they going to different countries to work and to do business in a whole bunch of different countries and stuff. So it's just that we, don't really, go and do, look at them type of avenues on gaining income or gaining businesses and doing business in them type of places. Mm-hmm. We stick and stay right here, which is somewhat crowded, limited, and so we stuck here fighting over crumbs when it's a whole lot of stuff out there.
Not to mention being taxed in America over.
Yeah.
And, I like to get an overseas account just to put some money in there.
Absolutely.
This is still modern day slavery right here.
We get the rich don't get taxed. They got money offshore of corn. Mm-hmm. They got money in Dubai. They only paying 3% tax and still spend it in the United States.
Right.
That's how we got to educate ourselves.
Right.
I'll say this real quick. A lady from my church went to buy a car. I said, "You buying it through your business?" She said, "Huh?" I said, "You buy a car through your business? It's a whole tax write off. You can buy a car through your LLC, and it's you write the whole car off in taxes. Right. Stuff we need to know."
Right. I'm gonna read this one person's comment. She said, "Go back to Africa to be sold to the Asian people. The next to rule." I don't know why they said that, but
see, a lot of
she has a point.
It's because Asians basically running Africa right now.
Asians are getting kicked out of Africa. I'm
They're
telling you from personal experience. Yeah, so
they say the Asians are getting kicked out of Africa.
I know they are. They don't want to work with.
Well, they're trying to buy. They've been trying to buy out Africa for the last 20 years.
Absolutely.
Right.
But the Africans, they have met resistance because they're like, "Nah, you're not gonna come here and create a company and then bring your people over to work in the company and basically you're taking all the wealth and not giving us nothing.
Right.
Giving us crumbs.
Right.
The same conscious movement we got on. The young Africans are conscious. They woke, brother. They ain't playing those games no more. They're not playing that no more.
Right.
Yeah, they been building. Them brothers and they coming together.
They
the
come
Cameroonians,
together.
they come together. They had a water project. I seen them brothers come together on that. Beautiful engagement, and at the end, Everybody put their money in, and they said we're gonna go back and we're gonna build these pipes, and so while people can have fresh water. And I was like, I was impressed.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, that's some good information, really, man. That we got to definitely look into, and hopefully the viewers, you know, start looking into that too. Exactly, you know, and you know, start researching and getting more in tune with that, you know, on what's going on in Africa and how you can be a part of that situation in Africa.
The reason I mentioned everybody, I mean, people talk about, not you brothers, but people talk, I'm woke.
Right.
But you never talk about, first of all, you never gone to Africa, whether you're there or not. Right. And you don't know any opportunities that's out there outside of America. Yeah. So how woke are you really?
Right. And I'm just defending, you know, you got to understand, I just be defending the conscious community a little bit, but because I probably listen to a lot of the brothers, you know, and I just be trying to defend them a little bit. And they actually speak about what you're talking about a lot. But they might not be out in the streets saying it and being all about it, but they actually, when I listen to their lectures and they little classes they have on YouTube and stuff, a lot of times they talk about exactly what you're talking about, as in, you know, building with our brothers in another country and, you know, going into business, doing things, getting outside of this. You know, they talk about all of that. You know, I know you probably heard them talk about it a lot of times, but they not out on the forefront in the limelight of things all the time. Even some of them has been banned from even taking their tours. They go on these little tours, city tours. They can't even go on some city tours no more, you know? So they got to be like, or they've been kicked off YouTube. They you know, because when they speaking, when you start speaking and doing something to better your people, the mainstream don't like that, really. And so that's when you start running into a whole lot of, you know, you run into a lot of bumps and roadblocks and stuff in life. And it makes a lot of people probably give up on their, you know, they strive on doing things and stuff and being out in the limelight. Because when you get out there and that light is shining on you, the world see you and everything. And then if they don't like what you're doing, the world gonna shut you down. You know, so you have to, sometimes you got to maneuver in a certain way. And sometimes these conscious brothers is maneuvering in a certain way, and I'm not defending them, you know, because some of them some crap, you know, and I'm going to say some of them full of some shit and everything. But some of them is really trying to maneuver through things without getting caught up in the system or in everything, like a Bill Cosby and some of the people that's out here been doing things. Not saying that Bill Cosby wasn't guilty or whatever happened with Bill Cosby. But
well, he took a plea.
Yeah, he took a plea or whatever. But I'm saying that when you're trying to do things, if he's trying to buy TV stations or whatever he's trying to do, and then they shut him down, you know, when Michael Jackson was trying to get all his stuff and own his stuff and all that, Prince and all them, and then things happen, you know, that stuff like that happened for a reason, you know?
Absolutely.
And so some people are afraid of that, you know? They don't want that to happen to them. They don't want, you know, when Malcolm was making his move and doing the right thing, you know, they assassinated him, they killed him. King, the same thing, you know, when you're making moves in your community, you in the forefront as a leader, yeah. The new conscious black people don't want to be on that forefront because they ain't trying to be a target. So they maneuvering different now, you know? They not trying to be that leader. They not trying to be an Al Sharpton. They not trying to be on that choke chain, you know? I'm saying because he doing what they want him to do. He's ain't nobody out there. And I mean, I don't want nobody to shoot out, but I'm just saying, them type of black folks, people, you know, that's the ones they want out there in the forefront, you know? But we can't all be out in the forefront. We can't all get out there. All our conscious brothers can't get out there because they'll pick them off one by one.
They become a target.
Yeah, they'll pick them off one by one if they out there.
Like Khalid.
Yep.
Yep.
You
know, that's a sad, you know, case.
Yeah, but we have, because we don't have, like you say, conscious community don't have a military.
No.
So we can't fight back. I mean, we gonna get whooped. if we really come up out and really be out there on the streets and doing what we're supposed to be doing like that. So we have to use a different method. I think they're just trying to use a different method now and moving in a different way.
But I don't think it's a hate toward a group, or it has the black community or African community ever been a people of hate. So
No,
it's not
hate.
it's not, but and it's our kindness was our biggest white weakness because we let them in.
Right.
All these years we let them in, and we never assimilated. So we never saw the enemy and eradicated it.
Right.
Even when we were being kind,
Right.
they gave you blankets with smallpox. They
Right.
gave you the flu.
Right.
They give you vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
They get, you know what I'm saying, all of these different things to dumb you down, to slowly kill you. They release, and I don't care what nobody say, COVID, all that stuff is stuff that they made and they put
Right.
out there
Right.
because they need to control the population.
I agree with population control.
You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes it's hard to be mad at the enemy when the enemy look like you. So a
Yeah.
lot of us
No,
have
I
been.
agree.
Sometimes it's been self assassination.
Mm-hmm.
We've killed ourselves. I killed my brother who looks just like me,
Yep.
either to gain some money or to gain an advantage. And so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the worst enemies of the conscious movement are the people that look like us.
Right.
That's the sad part of it.
Yeah, that definitely has been. That's been a problem in the conscious community with us jealousy. Jealous of another brother and this and that, and that's why it's in the. And I'm not going to say in the conscious community, in the black community.
Slavery did a number
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah, and we
It really did.
and now listen to
But
somebody.
how long do we blame slavery for our problems? How long do we blame the hurt of the past for our problems, and we don't grow up and take our bootstraps by the ankles and go out and do the work?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's unfair.
I mean, we
That's-
doing the work.
Do you really think it's
No,
unfair,
it's unfair
that
for you
we're
to
not
say
doing
that.
the work?
No. We're doing the work, but it's unfair to say how long I'm going to use something. First of all, this country, the foundation of this country was built on racism.
Yeah,
From the bottom line.
I agree.
So it's ingrained in this very fiber of this country.
Right.
So how long are we going to be hurt from it? It's like the raper living with the rapist. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
I see my
I
raper
agree
every
with
day. So until that narrative changes,
Yeah.
it's always going to be some hurt there.
Yeah, but that's why I say, when I say getting your bootstraps, I'm saying get together, form a nation that makes you separate from this entity that that is what it's about.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
about it's a
but we-
racist
You spoke on that.
organization.
You spoke on that earlier about we can't start a nation without a military.
No, I agree with you,
We got to have a military.
but all that got to be part of it.
And we can't start a nation without that. If we start a nation without that, we just sitting ducks.
Yeah, you can't start a nation in a nation.
You know.
But people have already started nations, but they haven't, and like the Nation of Islam. That is a nation, right?
Right, that's their nation.
You know what I'm saying? But they have not organized.
They got a military. They got a
the
small
race.
military.
They got a small military. They got a small military.
FOI.
But they ain't doing nothing with. They not doing nothing with the U.S. military.
Okay, look at Dubai. Dubai is a new nation. They have a military, they have money, they have a governmental system. So until we go somewhere, we can once again it all goes back to economics. The only language that white
I
folks
got you.
speak is dollar. So until we take those dollars and formulate something that gets their attention, we'll never have that. So I'm saying, so that's why the conscious will have to evolve to the fact, yeah, you can be in the closet and nobody really know who you are, but we have to learn how to synergize this monies together with the people who have it. Say, here's our demands, and this is what we're gonna do with our dollars.
Right. And I think when we keep saying the conscious people is just a word. It's not really a such thing as conscious people.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
such
either
thing.
you are or you not.
That's just you conscious.
Yeah.
Black is conscious. Moose is conscious. You know, we all are conscious of what's going on around us. We're not sitting dead in this world.
But there's a conscious movement
Yeah, but if we need
that
to
he
get
and
rid
I
of.
may not be a part of.
No, you are part of that conscious
You a
movement.
part of it, whether you like
conscious.
it or not.
You are conscious. That's what it's saying. We have to understand that there's no such thing as a conscious movement.
It is, because
Conscious
I'm not a
movement-
part of it, because I'm a Christian.
You are. You are.
No,
That's
am I
part of the
talking
conscious
truth?
movement.
No, it's not.
Why is not?
The people that are woke would call somebody, not like me, because I'm not your average pastor, but they will call the average black
you woke.
Christian, they're not woke.
You woke though.
I know I am. Been woke.
Dr. Ray Hagins is woke.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's what the conscious movement that you say doesn't exist will call the average Christian or the Christian. I've been on a lot of calls with the other brothers. Some the group I ain't gonna mention their name. They say you just regular Christian pastor. We got another one until they talk to me. So the Hebrew Israel, then they talk to me like, well, you're not like everyone else. So what I'm saying is there is a movement that's separatist.
Yeah.
That will tell the Christian you're not a part of. You ain't woke. You're still underneath the European white man religion.
Now, that's just being a person. That's just being who they are. I just want to, because that's where we get mixed up at. That's why the conscious community is probably struggling with the so-called community. It's just struggling in everything because we trying to put them in a group. And it's just people just coming into knowledge. People just coming into knowledge. Just because you learning something and this and that don't make you part of that group. That just make you more educated on different things in the world. You've been enlightened in this world. If Asian person may say that they conscious within their history or knowledge or what they've been going through, their struggles and everything, and now they enlightened on some stuff in their thing. So it's just being aware of what happened to you in the past, how things going, what direction we going down, and everything. What road are we going to take and all that, and just have that light on to where can't anybody tell you anything. Can't nobody just tell you anything. Can't nobody just tell you anything, can they?
No.
That's just you just been your woke
You can
brother.
tell me, but I ain't. It doesn't mean I gotta accept it.
Yeah, and I can listen to people, and I know I can sit and listen to people, and I like, man, this dude much, and I can keep on moving, because I know better. You can't just tell me anything, because I feel like I'm just I done learned enough now to know better, so. It's just about knowing better on a lot of situations and stuff in life and what's been going on in the world. And we just need more people, per se, I'm just keep saying, because you here on today with us on the Dap It Up Live podcast. So I'm saying more people like you, because I know what you're doing in the community. I know what you're about. So I know that you're a good man trying to do good for the black community. So we just need more people like you, and for you to continue going down the path that you're going in as in educating people, teaching them, even teaching them about the Bible and the like you say, the stuff that's not good that's in the Bible, the crap that's in the Bible, and the history of the Bible and where it come from. Because we need to know them stories so we can get a better understanding on where we at in this world today, You
celebrate the 4th of July?
No, I didn't celebrate
Celebrate the 4th of July?
But I like to see. I
not
like
really.
fireworks.
Oh, huh? You celebrate 4th of July?
Not really.
What you mean not really?
I mean, it's a day.
You celebrate. Did you do something for the cookout and 4th of July?
He got on that
I
flag.
didn't do it.
He got a flag on his hat.
Yeah, I do. Hey, I'm American.
You
Can
what?
I do?
You what?
I'm here.
You American?
It's the country
You
I live in.
American? You American?
Yeah.
We gotta pick this up next time.
He's an American. Hey, you live on the Dap It Up Live podcast, man.
Celebrate Christmas too, don't you?
No.
Celebrate Christmas.
No, I don't celebrate Christmas. I've been trying to fight that Christmas thing. But when you married and when you in a relationship,
You the head, brother.
Yeah,
Are you the head or
and
not?
we can get into a
Are you
relationship.
the head or not? Are you the head of your home, brother?
Nah, I'm gonna go way back.
Are you the yes or no? Are you the head of your home?
I'm the head of my. I'm the protect. I'm the.
Are you the
I'm
head?
I'm the
Do you
protector.
are you the thermometer or the thermostat?
I'm the protector of my home.
Are you the thermometer? You the thermometer. You ain't the You ain't even set the temperature.
Protector and the provider.
I'm the protector and the provider of my home. But we can definitely talk about that and see who the head is. Any man really the head of any husband are really the head of their household?
I am.
You the man and you the
I'm
head of your
I'm the head of
household.
my household. My wife will call in and tell you right now.
You the head.
I'm the head
What
of the
make
household.
you the head?
Head of the household? Because I get the vision
Bob
for the
the
family.
Linus?
No, I get the vision for the family, the direction for the family. No woman can follow a man with no direction.
True.
True.
Well, I can say in that case, I'm the head of my household
right.
because
Say it loud.
I get the vision and
your wife
the
follows
direction
it. And they follow it.
of my family.
And they follow it.
Yes, it'll be sometimes it's a little battle sometimes, but most of the time she follows.
But how do we esteem the head? Why is it so much esteem?
He made
I'm
that
the
easy.
head.
He made that
I'm
easy
the,
for
no,
me.
no. You know what I'm saying? Why is it? I'm the head. Like the woman role ain't as important.
No, because that's what the
Because-
woman.
'cause when
All
you-
women look for a head of the household.
Yeah.
Women, that's in their nature
in their
to look
nature,
for
yeah.
a woman, a head of the household, and that's what they want for somebody
Yeah.
to lead them.
Yeah, they want to be.
Women
they
wants to be
to lead.
led.
Absolutely.
And
It's in their
everything.
nature.
And I agree with that.
and they want you to take charge and lead them and show them something. But most men don't show them nothing. Don't lead them.
We ain't got time for
and
that,
so
bro.
Yeah.
that's why
You be here
women
till
take
midnight.
charge
I'm on the road.
and they lead themselves. You know,
Man, I'm
so
gonna leave
that's
this
what
alone.
happened. Oh yeah, we about to wrap it up, but we'll
I wanna
definitely
come back and
revisit.
pick that up.
We'll definitely revisit this subject.
Yeah, we gotta do this.
We
again.
live on the Dap It Up Live podcast. We would like to thank our guests. This, they definitely came out, man, represented. We had a great show once again, and I'm your boy Dal Tay. This my man.
Black in the building.
What, you going to sleep, Black?
Nah,
Well, you so far back, man. You just laid back.
chilling right about now.
We got
Thanks for this opportunity. I love white Jesus and guns. I'm
and
joking,
we got
y'all.
my man. Moose in the
Hey man,
building.
thanks for having me, man. I appreciate y'all. Good build, man.
All right, definitely a good bill,
All
man.
right,
Definitely
look,
come
man.
back and visit us one day. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
sitting in. Thanks for sitting in for producer Jim. Producer Jim couldn't make it. He said he was gonna make it. He didn't make it. But thanks for sitting in for producer Jim, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate the whole panel, man. I really enjoyed tonight, and I'd like to thank the Underground Lab for having us in the studio for show. All right, and we out. Thank you so much, y'all. Peace. Oh,
That was
man.
good,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank you. That was a good.